Hi, everyone. It's Wanda with the Armchair Cat Advocate. And I wanted to come on here right now because as I'm speaking, the person, Kim Olson from Life with 18 Cats, is going off on a tirade about myself and my manager of the channel, Dawn. Kim, here's the thing. You need to confront us. Stop being a coward. Stop hiding behind your lies because you're lying. And I'm going to end this right now. I'm done. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of this crap that she's spewing. And I'm going to tell everyone this is what happened. I'm the person that she supposedly helped with the channel. No, Kim. No, no, no. You came to me. You came to me, Kim, and you said, Wanda, I like to do something with advocacy, but I don't want to do it on my channel. How can we do this? And I said, why don't you start, another channel? Why don't you start another channel? And she said, I can't. It's not in my wheelhouse. I don't know how to do advocacy. That's your thing. I don't get it. And I don't have time for it. I have so much with this channel. And Jenna can't do anything either because she can only do the one channel. That channel was started. You are a liar, Kim Olson. You are a liar. 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 Because what you said to me was you wanted me to start the channel. You wanted me to run the channel. You didn't really want anything to do with the channel other to pop in here and there and do nothing. Nothing. What did you do on that channel, Kim? You tell me. You want to have it out? You want to do this? You don't want to meet me like a woman? You don't want to do this face to face? You want to be a freaking coward and hide behind your little minions? Okay, baby, it's game on. You want to play this out in public? We'll play it out in public. You want Jerry Springer? I can do Jerry Springer. I can do Jerry Springer very well. And I'll tell you something. I have all the receipts. So don't even start with me. I have enough on my plate, and so does Dawn. Unlike you, we actually are grown-ups that have real life things going on in our lives. We have issues that we're dealing with. We have stressors that we're dealing with. I had a fucking pit bull attack my colony last night. And you're over there crying about, I don't want to help anybody ever again because they took advantage. No, honey, you're the one that takes advantage. You're a grifter and you're a manipulator, and I'm done with it. And I know that there are plenty of people that have had dealings with you that will say the same thing. And you want to talk about this channel that I have that you helped me with? No, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that at all. It wasn't. Because I never wanted to start it. Go back in your little Swiss cheese memory and think about this. I never wanted this channel. I had enough. And I told you, I had a successful YouTube, not YouTube. I was doing community access TV. I was doing really well. It was growing and everything. And I walked away from that because I was doing other things. I wasn't planning on getting back into social media. This is why, because of this bullshit, because of this stupidity that people go through. That's why I didn't want to get back into it. And you talk to me. Do you want me to pull out? Do you want me to pull out? All people have to do, come to this channel, people. Look at the, well, let me see if I can pull it up. Because it says, it's right here. It's right here for everyone to hear. Okay, you want to play game? You want to play this? We'll play it here. And I don't have to worry about any copyright strikes. Why don't you be honest with your people and talk about Daisy Bree? You want to talk about Daisy Bree? Go back and look at her videos of Daisy Bree, this wonderful TNR person, rescue person. She was so traumatized when the trap snapped on the cat that she said she'd never do anything else with that. And the trap just sat there. And then she gave this cat that she rescued, that she was responsible for, to some friend who was unhinged and ended up letting the cat go out the window. Purposely put the cat out the window. She called me about that too. See, you guys don't know what went on behind the scenes. I do. I was there. And I'm telling you right now that that channel was not, I did not ask her for help with this channel. I did not want to start this channel. This is not what I wanted, and I didn't want anything to do with it. And she says, if I can find it, she even says, I pulled her out of retirement, meaning me. So let me find this. And then we're going to talk about Ruby Dawn and this, how Ruby Dawn took advantage of her with the $600. Well, let me tell you something else, sweetheart. Ruby Dawn, because Ruby Dawn has been doing this for a damn long time, she has receipts for everything, because all of the money that she uses or she gets, she accounts for. She's not a nonprofit, but she still does it because she's a smart cookie. So she's going to get all these together, and I'm going to post them on the community tab, because we're transparent over here, Kim. Let's throw it back to you. What's going on with these GoFundMe's, honey? You have two of them. One for a furnace and one for an RV to go to Minnesota. How much money do you have right now? $5,000? Where's the furnace? When are you going to have the furnace installed? I don't see any movement. I didn't see, the 2 weeks that I have to move. Oh my God, I have to move because the city's coming in. They're going to take my cats. Oh, boo-hoo. 2 weeks went by, still there. A month went by, still there. So if you're not moving, you need the furnace, right? You have plenty of money to have this furnace installed, I'm pretty sure at this point. Or, are you just going to run off with it at some point? And don't you dare say that we're hurting your subscribers or what, because I don't know what that's about. We're the ones that got hurt here, not you. I want to make that very clear. Because like I said, I'm completely done with this. This is such BS.
Yeah. Hi. Finally, yay.
Watch and learn, people. Watch and learn.
Everyone. My name is Wanda. And I'm Kim. My friend Kim. Listen, you guys, we're just gonna have some fun tonight introducing the channel, so just don't have high expectations just yet. Well, first of all, let's just talk about how we got here. Because last week, we've been wanting to do this for a while. Last week, we really, really tried our best to do it, but Kim and her work schedule, and then listen, I cannot. Our first blooper. Can't get beyond my life with 18 cats ever. Okay, so let me introduce Kim. This is Kim Olson. For people that we were watching this stream after it posted, she has a YouTube channel called Life with 18 Cats Unedited, and you can see fun stuff like that. Yes. So go over to her channel, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and make sure that you attend her live chats because they're a lot of fun too.
I'm going to pause it there. I want you to notice how many times throughout this stream, we're listening to this whole damn stream, by the way. I'm going to sit here if I have to for the next, however long this is, an hour and 30 minutes, and we're going to listen to this because I want you to know the truth. Okay, see, because this person is so unhinged, so wackadoodle, that she doesn't understand that you got receipts right here, honey. This proves everything that I'm saying. What did I say here? I've supported her channel. I have disability. I'm on disability. Okay. She wants to talk about, I got upset by people and I got hurt by people. Well, you hurt people too, Kim. And someone that you hurt was in my chat last night. Actually, a lot of people that you hurt were in my chat last night. And as far as I'm concerned, I gave how many memberships? I bought memberships all the time because after Jack left, and you know why Jack left, don't you, Kim? You never told that whole story either, did you? You never told that whole story about Jack. But anyway, after Jack left, Uncle Jack Claus left, then Wanda Claus came in. And I was giving because I was trying, because you were telling me you were all this, oh, I don't have any money, and I'm, oh. And, I didn't have any money either, but at least I had my disability check every month, and you did, and you were unemployed. You were struggling to get, you had these cats and everything. And I felt bad for you because I was your friend. So I was giving memberships because you kept telling me that's how I can grow my channel, with the memberships and the memberships. How many people have you got, including Power Wheels, who threatened to come over here and unalive me with a knife on your chat? He got how many memberships from me? So you need to start thinking before you open your little yapper and go off. So let's go on. Let's continue this.
So all these cool people like Ruby Dawn and Nunya and Catitude. There's all kinds of cool people that hang out in the chat. We have lots of fun and, fun things like cats dropping down from, I don't know where. Listen, I'm going to show you. I look like somebody was being a cat. I have a shelf above me, so they're literally going to just drop. It looks like somebody was off stage, like, what?
Oh, hang on a minute.
Let me do a disclaimer.
Hang on a minute. Okay. Let's take a break a minute. You want some receipts, Kim, for what the money that you raised for Ruby Dawn, that she took advantage of you and your memberships? Every penny that she had, she didn't just run off. You ran her off because she tried to help you and you were nasty to her. That's why she ran off. So let's just look here. I don't know if you can see. I'm going to put this in the community tab, but let's look here. Here we go. Here's vaccinations that she bought. Let me see if I can get this so you can see. Vaccinations that she bought. You hear all those dinging? That's all receipts that are coming in. She's got a shitload of them. Here we go. Description: spay and neuter package, anesthesia, fluids, neuter, feline, FeVil test, feline AIDS and leukemia test. Low total, $302.25. That's all going to Grayson. Grayson. Not going to Ruby Dawn. It's going to Grayson. So don't you dare, Kim. Don't you dare slander her like that. I don't care what you say about me, but don't you dare do that to that woman who has been caring for these cats over 10 years, and she has the integrity and the caring and the compassion that you will never, ever have. That pisses me off. That pisses me off. And we're going to go on, and there's more. Let's see. I'm going to make this up here. Okay, there's this one. What's this one? Here's one. Something derm. ZN7 derm, 2 ounces. Let me see if I can get this big enough here. Look at the name on there. Do you see that? Grayson, feline, domestic short hair. Does it say Ruby Dawn, human, woman? No, because it wasn't for Ruby Dawn, and she didn't take the money and run. That's something you would do. No, you're mad because you're getting called out and you don't like it. And people are questioning. There's another one. Patient found kitty. That was before patient found kitty, feline, domestic short hair, sex male. Exam, sick. Convenia injection, Chlorhex scrub, Clavamox drops, Revolution, silver sulfadiazine. That's all Grayson, because Grayson had a degloving injury, for those of you who don't know, which basically means the skin was all peeled off of him. And that's the medication that he needed. Let me see if I can make this big enough. Look at the amount there, 218. We're way above your little $500, Kim. Way above. And, and I also, you want to take it there. In one of my live streams, I said, it would be really cool if we could have a fund for colony managers like Dawn, and help her every month. And I said, because, you have the bigger channel, let's see if we can start on yours. And your response was, I don't know if people would donate. No, you didn't want people to donate because you want it for your GoFundMe. What's the GoFundMe for? Let's be honest. Be transparent. What's the GoFundMe for? What are you using it for? Because I see two. One for a furnace and one for an RV to motor off to Minnesota. And the description on the other GoFundMe is, I'm being driven out of my home. I need to get in an RV and run away with my 20 cats. You're not being driven out of your home. And what's happening? And let's go one step further. What's happening with that, Kim? Okay, you stood before city council. Hi, my name is Kim. I was victimized by this person named Wanda. Oh, I can't say the name though. So I'll just call her out in another way. She's from another state. She's never been to my home, although I was going to move in with you. So yeah, I've seen your home, not inside it, but I've seen pictures and everything. I'm not going to show those because that would be doxing. And then apparently I had some revenge or vendetta against you. Well, I didn't at that time, but honey, I do now. I mean, the stuff that you're pulling now. So let's go on here. Let's look a little more here at the receipts. So there's $218. I'm going to put all these up. Here's another one. Let's see. Oh, wait. No, wait, there's more. Here's one for medical progress exam. Again, here, I see. I don't know if you can see this. Patient name. I don't know if you can see that. We'll put this up. You see that? Patient name, Grayson. Again, not Ruby Dawn. Grayson. Not Ruby Dawn. Grayson. Medical progress examination, rabies feline, 1-year booster, Chlorhex scrub, silver sulfadiazine. $118.75. And the last one is a rabies certificate. Again, Grayson. And that is, I don't know where that's a rabies certificate. I don't know. She doesn't have a amount on that one. But as you can see, everyone, she has receipts of everything that she spent on Grayson. Where'd she get the money from? She has receipts. Where did she get the money to take care of it? 500 of that came from the community. So everyone who donated, and another thing that Kim's not telling you is that Ruby Dawn actually put up a post and said she's willing to return any of the money. She's willing to return any of it. If anybody wants their money back, if they feel that she's a fraud or a scammer, you return the money. Have you said the same? Let me do this. Do it up close and personal like you love. Kim, psst, psst, come here. Hey, Kim, come here. Are you going to tell your community that if they want any of the money back, are you going to give the money back to them? I mean, if after this they're looking at it and going, hey, that's a good point. Why isn't she packing? Why isn't she's moving, but then she doesn't have the furnace? But if she doesn't have the furnace, doesn't she need the RV? But she doesn't have the RV, so shouldn't she have the furnace? What the hell? So are you going to offer a refund to everybody? Are you? If they're like, wow, I don't know what you're using this money for at this point. What are you using the money for? And everybody think about this. Think about this when this whole thing broke. Think about this. When she was saying about, oh, I only have 2 weeks. I only have 2 weeks. I have 2 weeks because they're going to take my cats. And it's all Wanda's fault because she's evil and she told on me and blah, 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 blah. But did you ever see her pack? I'm going to tell everybody this. I was illegally evicted at one point. I had a horrible landlord. He did a what do they call it? Retaliation eviction, because I reported him to the Attorney General's office because of stuff he was doing. Horrible, he was like gouging people, all kinds of stuff. I reported it. Of course, I was really naive back then. I didn't realize the ramifications of what was going to happen afterwards. So he came after me, of course, and he did get rid of me. And he pulled some strings. He knew people. It was a little small backwoods, good old boy area. And yeah, he got me out. But I can tell you, in the 2 weeks that I knew I was hustling to get out, I had 5. How many dogs did I have? I think I don't remember. I had 5 or 6 dogs at the time. Small, one big dog and a couple of small dogs. And I had a bunch of other animals, and I had to find placement for all of them. And the small animals I wasn't so much worried about because I knew the SPCA would come and get them. But the dogs were my heart, and I had to surrender them ultimately. And I'm telling you what I did every day. Every day. I didn't sleep. I was on the phone every day. I was crying trying to help people, or trying to get people to help me. Crying. I was packing. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't even have a car because my lawyer had scammed that out of me. It was a mess. I mean, what she had people that worked with her. I didn't have anybody that worked with me. I was just being booted out. And all I did was I was packed and trying to get everything together and make sure that and I lost a lot of stuff. So when she's saying, oh, I have to go, and 2 weeks are going by and nobody's packing, nothing's being done, no packing. And we're live streaming every day. And talking about how I'm being kicked out of my home and I need help and I need to have a fund and okay. So why didn't you pack? If you were going to get kicked out, because you knew you weren't going to get kicked out. That's why you didn't pack, because you knew. And if people can't see that, they belong on your channel. That's all I'm going to say. Well, let's go back to this.
No, let me do a disclaimer. YouTube, yes. No animals were harmed in the creation of this live stream. Right.
This is all on my channel, by the way,
okay,
folks.
And everybody's in for a treat because both of us have ADD. So anyway, back to what I was saying. We were really trying to get this channel up and going. Yes. And it just always something, either my schedule didn't work or her schedule didn't work. And then last week we really tried, but with that insane work schedule that she had, it just wasn't going to work. And then we talked about doing it yesterday. And then we got
it was miscommunication between me and Jenna, and she thought it was for Tuesday, and I'm like, no, Wednesday. So she had to change it to Wednesday, and then last night we went to go and get on here, and I forgot. This is my fault, you guys. This is all on me. My fault. I completely forgot that when you try to do this, you have to go activate your live stream capabilities, but it takes 24 hours for that to verify and kick in. So when we thought we were going to go live last night, there's like a 24-hour clock. All of a sudden, we're like, okay, well, I guess we're doing this tomorrow night. So that's how we got to tonight.
Yeah. So, well, we made it, as you can see.
Right.
So,
Yes.
before we get into anything else and like the fun chat and everything, so just say hi to, because Catitude's here, Nunya's here,
Yes.
Mary Miles, who else is here?
Ruby Dawn is here.
Ruby Dawn.
Yep.
Who did I miss? Anybody? Did I miss anybody?
I think that's it right now. At least as far as people that are checking in
Okay.
and saying hi in chat. Whether there's lurkers in there, hey, if you're a lurker, you lurk all you want. We're good with that. You can
Yeah,
lurk.
we'll find.
Yes.
So we want to talk a little bit about how this experiment started.
Listen
Where
closely.
it came from. It's Sherlock. Hi, Sherlock. All the little kitties. All the little
I'm
kitties.
not doing it. It's you doing it.
Well, I shouldn't have done that. Jenna's not around, is she?
No, she's not. She's gonna be very disappointed she missed that.
Listen, you guys, this is bugging me because I can see it, Wanda. So I had an itch on my forehead right before we went live, and I just went like this. I just really, and now there's a red spot on my forehead, and I can't stop seeing it. It's driving me nuts. Okay, now that we've dealt with that, God.
So,
Yeah.
so we started. So, on a serious note, this is why we're starting the channel.
Yep.
We started the channel because, as you know, we have recently done some presentations with animal welfare organizations, and we've been talking about our combined lived experience.
Let me talk a minute about these presentations that were done. Okay. These presentations that were done, there were two. One in UC Davis and one at Maddie's Fund. And then there was another one, I think one, possibly two, but I think it was just one that was done that wasn't paid. Kim got paid between those two $750. Let me repeat that. Kim got paid $750 to present. She did not set that up. I set that up. I made the calls. I'm the one that did the negotiation. I'm the one that got the paperwork. I'm the one that wrangled everybody. I'm the one that, asked her if she wanted to do it. So I just want to clear that up because she's not the one that did it. I'm the one that did it. She's the one that benefited from it. She got $750. $250 from UC Davis, $500 from Maddie's Fund. When those were posted, they're all up, they're public. You can see there was a Ruby Dawn was involved in one of them. I was involved in them. We had some other people. But when it was up, she only wanted to use her clip. They only wanted to use her clip. And I said, oh, well, you can use mine. And it was, no, I don't want to use yours. I don't want to use, because I don't want people, I don't feel comfortable if people aren't, comfortable having it on. It's like, no, it had nothing to do with that. You just wanted the spotlight. You just wanted to present yourself as, look at me. Look what I'm doing. I'm out there being an advocate. Look, just like I did in City Hall. Okay, well, ask yourselves another question, everyone. If she never had the call that was made to animal control, if they never came out, do you think she ever would have went to City Hall and done that? Do you think she ever would have looked around and said, gee, I'd like to change things here because I don't think we should have pet limits. Maybe I'll go to City Hall. Maybe I'll advocate for this. She didn't do that, did she? Because she had every opportunity. Just think about those things. And if that's Jerry Springer, that's Jerry Springer. But
our combined lived experiences. So
let's
again,
continue
for people who are new and don't know us, we both have lived experiences of homelessness with pets. Kim has had lived experience with substance use. I have lived experience with mental health issues. So we both have a lot of lived experience between the two.
Oh, and let me also add that I'm the one that reached out to her first. She didn't befriend me. I befriended her. I saw her on when she started this channel. She had and it made me cry. She had this introduction. She was introducing all the cats. And then she said, let me introduce myself. I'm Kim. And she talked about her struggles with substance use and everything she went through. And, and then ultimately she talked about her kids and all that stuff. And it was like, and at the time I was co-chair of a people with lived experience of homelessness group. And I reached out to her because I thought she'd been a good fit for the group. That's how we met. Okay. So anything else that she's telling you is not true. I also have the screenshot of the comment that I left on that video where I said, hey, Kim, I think you'd be a great fit. Would you want to connect? And she said, yeah, email me. So everything she's telling you, including, maybe we need to, maybe while I'm doing this, maybe we need to go through the Daisy Bree situation too. Should we talk about that too, Kim? You want to tell everyone how your friend let the cat out the window? Just opened the window and let the cat go? That poor feral, that poor, quote, feral cat that you rescued, that you still aren't being honest with your community about? So no, don't you dare say that myself and Ruby Dawn are hurting your community. You're hurting your community because your community is only as good as you as a content creator. If you're toxic, your community's toxic. That's all I'm going to say about it. Let's continue on, shall we?
Of us. And we have taken that and we've gone to animal welfare organizations and we've talked about how their policies and the way they treat people impact those that are in poor, vulnerable, marginalized, disabled, all of those communities. The problem with all of that is it's great. It's really great to do that. But the problem is that it's really hard to get people to welcome you into there, to get a venue where you can go and talk to these organizations, because not all of them are ready to hear what we have to say yet. So we were just kind of talking about this. And then the other factor was on Kim's channel, Life with 18 Cats Unedited, she had a lot of people, and a lot of people in the chat that have
they closely.
Do TNR, they do cat rescue, they have community cat colonies that they manage. They are dealing with a lot of these issues that we talk about within the organization. And I'm just going to shout out to Ruby Dawn, because Ruby Dawn really
is dealing with a lot of red tape and just political uphill battles as far as where she lives, which we've talked to her, outside extensively. And there's a lot of things that go on with this, and we just felt like there needed to be some place where people could talk about it.
Yeah, and we talked about.
Wow. Difference, huh? Ruby Dawn then, Ruby Dawn now. Even after I showed you all the receipts that Ruby Dawn has, all the documentation she has of where the money went. Kim, can you do the same? Can you? Can you do the same? Can you show all of your folks there that donated to those GoFundMes what all that money's going to be going to? A furnace, an RV, new clothes, a laptop, what? Or maybe you're just going to get enough and then just take off and leave everybody in the dust.
And Kim and I talked about this, and I told Kim, you need to start a second channel. And Kim was like, no, I'm not starting a second channel.
No.
And I said, yeah, but you have this and you have like a built-in audience already. It would be good for you to. And she's like, no. That's your wheelhouse. You do that. Because what I used to do is cable access. Those of you.
That's your wheelhouse. You do that. Let me say it again. That's your wheelhouse. You do that. Does that sound like I wanted to start a channel? Does that sound like I said, hey, Kim, guess what? I'd really like to start a channel, but I don't know how. You're such a great influencer. Can you help me with that? Sure, Wanda, just don't ever stab me in the back, or I'll have to go on my show and tell everyone what a horrible person you are. You're full of, you're such a, you're a fake, is what you are. You're a fake. You're a fake. And all people need to do is to look through the videos and you can see what a fake this person is. And this is why I walked away from her. I'm going to tell you right now, this person is angry because I walked away. Because I didn't allow myself to be used. I walked away. She had, going into that channel, just before we go back to it, going into this channel, she had, I think, 4,000 people at that time. Only about 10, I think, went to the new channel. And you know why that is? Because she wasn't going to be involved with it. It was me. She wasn't going to be involved with it. It was me. That's why we didn't have people. She never encouraged, go back. I want you to go back and look at her videos. I want you to go back and look at, and none of you are going to do this, of course, because that would be too much work. And it would blow her image out of the water, and then we wouldn't have the drama. And, talking about Jerry Springer, honey, I think you're projecting. But if you look at some of her streams, I mean, I know there's streams there where in the chat, she's saying something about, maybe we could do something on animal welfare. And I'm like, can we have the advocate show? Oh, that's right. We have the advocacy channel. Gee, I forgot, because I don't want you to have any content or any subscribers or have it grow. I'm just like, I just want you over there just in case I need to do something controversial that I don't want to do on my cute little channel. Let's just be honest about it. Okay? Let's just be real for once. We had somebody in the chat last night that said they're tired of fakery. So let's be real. I'm being real right now. I don't really care what anybody thinks. I might lose more subscribers. I might go back down to, I might have to start from scratch. Guess what? I'll do it. I'll do it. I've been burned down. My proverbial house has been burned down so many times. You have no idea. And I always come back. I could use that tired old analogy of like the phoenix, I rise. I won't use that. But I do always come back. You can knock me down, and I might be down for a while, and I might have to get in the fetal position and bawl my eyes out because it hurts so bad. But eventually I'll crawl back up, and I'll put one foot in front of the other, and I'll keep going forward. It's what I've done my entire life. It's what I'll do to the day that I become unalived. So no, you're not running me off of YouTube. You're not running me off of my channel. And you're definitely not going to sit over there and you're not going to slander. Oh, I don't really care what you say about me, but you're not going to slander Ruby Dawn. You're not going to slander someone that does so much good for so many cats and struggles. You have no idea. I'm going to tell you, everyone, if Miss Kim saw even a fourth of what Ruby Dawn saw in her daily life, she would be in a mental hospital. I'm serious about that. She'd be in a psych ward. She'd have a complete and total emotional back. She wouldn't be able to handle it. The things that Ruby Dawn has seen, and I can't even say them on YouTube. I can't. That's how bad these things are that she's seen with these cats. And I'll say another thing too. Last night, we talked about Grayson and what happened, because Grayson, there was a setback. Grayson got let out by a electrician. Grayson was gone for a week. He got set back. But you know what? Ruby Dawn was honest about that. Kim, when are you going to be honest about what happened to Daisy Bree? How about if I do that? How about that's my next video, the saga of Daisy Bree? That might be a good video. See, I don't want to. I'm not really keen on doing this stuff. But if you continue on this line of slander and craziness, you know, I'm going to have to check you at the door and show you the receipts. So let's continue on.
Old enough to remember the old SNL, Wayne's World. Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah, I did that, but it wasn't as funny as SNL. We did a lot of social justice issues. We talked about everything from
that was my community access show.
Self-exiting. I have to be careful with YouTube terms. From self-exiting to SA, white privilege, racial justice, social justice, all these different topics we talked about. I had animal welfare people on. We talked about animal abuse, cruelty. We talked about legislation for animals. We talked about, like, if somebody came to me and they wanted to come on and they wanted to talk about something, as long as if it was respectful, I had no problem having them sit beside me and we would have a discussion. That went really well until I about 2018 or so, I had an opportunity to go into a trauma-informed care training, and then I took some time off for that. By the time I got back, 2020 happened, and we all know what happened in 2020, and so nobody was going into any studios at that point, and I had no idea. I said, how am I going to continue this? Well, someone that I knew from a nonprofit said, why don't you get StreamYard? I'm like, okay, what's that? So I looked into it, I got StreamYard, and I went on Facebook. So I was doing stuff on Facebook, and then like other things, life intervened, and I did some stuff there, but I never really put a lot of effort into it. I kind of just let it go by the wayside because I had other stuff going on. So Kim's like, well, now you got to come out of retirement. I'm like, yep. Okay.
I pulled her out of retirement, guys.
Okay.
What did she just say? I pulled her out of retirement, guys. I pulled her out of retirement, guys. What did I say? I didn't want to do it. Now, does that sound like someone that came and said, oh, Kim, please help me. I want to start a channel and I'm just so incompetent. I don't know how to do it. And she's like, oh, of course, Wanda, I'll help you. Just don't ever stab me in the back. That is such bullshit, Kim. And you know it. And it's right here in the video. Let's continue.
Okay, well, you're the one that has the experience. Okay. So she said, I'll do it with you, though. I'm like, okay, everyone has that friend.
I'll do it with you. I'll do it with you. Not, I'll help you start it. Not, no, I'll do it with you. How often did you see her on the channel? I mean, how much did you actually see her contribute? Yeah, she said on her live streams here and there, but how often was she on my channel? How often? For those of you who are old timers that believe all the BS that she's feeding you, that I'm a horrible person and you unsubscribed because of what she said. Just think about that. How much interaction with the channel did she have? Did you ever see her in chat? How many times did you see her in chat? You saw me in chat all the time. And if I wasn't in chat, I was told about it, just so you all know. Where were you? She even called me one time on a stream because I wasn't in chat, and people were asking, where's Wanda? You know where Wanda was? Like, let me just say this. You know where I was that day, everyone? I was in bed. I was struggling with my mental health. Yeah, I have mental health issues. And I find it incredibly offensive, Kim, that you use my mental health issues and call me crazy. And so, here's what's going to happen, Kim. I wasn't going to do this. I thought about it, and then I thought, we'll just let bygones be bygones. Just let it drop. But I'm going to be contacting someone on Missouri City Council. And I'm going to be telling them all of these things that are happening. And I'm going to show them all the receipts. And then I'm going to let them decide. Do they want to work with you? Do they not want to work with you? How's that? Does that float your boat? What do you think? Now, see, if you just let me alone, I wouldn't have done that. But because you are insisting on keeping this up and continuing this crap and spewing these lies about me and Ruby Dawn, I'm going to set the record straight across the board. I'm going to set it straight on this channel, and I'm going to set it straight with City Council. And I'm going to let City Council know, because I have everything. I'm going to show City Council, this is the kind of person you're dealing with. These are the comments that were sent to me. These are the comments that were sent to her former friends. These are the things that she says. These are the things that she does. Maybe ask yourselves, why does she have 2 GoFundMes? You want to play? Game on. I just want to be left alone. I have enough to do. But anyway, let me get back to the reason why I didn't answer the phone that day, because I saw her call come in. And my mouth is really dry. Sorry, everyone. I saw the call came in. I didn't answer it. And I'm glad I didn't, because had I answered it, I would have been on air. And you know what? At that time, what I was doing at that time, I was in my bed. I was having a bad mental health day, because my mental health was really bad. I was having a lot of issues with my housing. I was having issues with other things. And I was just incredibly depressed. And I didn't want to do anything. I was just cocooning, basically, in my bed that day. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I just wanted to isolate. I just wanted, I just needed some time off. And she knew this about me, because I had told her previously that I do sometimes have these times when I need to just be by myself and isolate, and I need some time. And most people understand that. I mean, and to give her credit, she did reach out and say, "Are you okay? Anything I can do?" I appreciated that. But what I don't appreciate is someone calling me, because you don't know what that person's doing. Maybe there's probably a reason why they're not on the stream, and you don't know what that reason is. But there's probably a reason why they're not on the stream. So to call them and try to get them on the stream just so you can use them for content, because you've done this with Diana too. And maybe Diana's not, maybe Diana's okay with it, or maybe she's just too afraid to say to you, "I don't like it." Because I know a lot of people are afraid of you. They're intimidated by you. I am not. So let's continue on with this, because I have other things to do besides play this game all day. So let's just go and talk a little more about this, so that I can get back to my life, because I actually have one that doesn't revolve around YouTube and drama.
Right? Everybody has that friend that's like, "You should do this." Well, I'll go along with you, but you should do this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I will back you up, but this is all you.
So,
You're responsible.
What did she say? "I will back you up, but this is all you." I will back you up, but this is all you. Does that sound like somebody that wants to really help you with the channel? Because she didn't. I will give Jenna credit. Jenna did offer to help. And I refused. And I know there were people that tried to make that into a big drama thing, because I didn't want to go and ask Jenna, questions and things like that. "Why ask Jenna? Ask Jenna. What's wrong? Why don't you ask Jenna?" I didn't want to ask Jenna, because Jenna, number one, has a health condition that is incredibly fatiguing. I'm trying to be respectful of her. And number two, I need to learn this. I can't keep running to someone all the time and going, "I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that." I need to learn it for myself. Because who knows? Somebody may not be there when you need them. And then what do you do if you don't know how to do it? That's why we learn how. That's why it's beneficial for both boys and girls to learn how to cook and clean, to learn how to do laundry, to learn how to do basic car repair. That's why, as a parent, many parents teach their kids how to do these basic things, because somebody may not be there. You may not have money to get AAA. You may not have money to get a tow. You may not have, you may not be able to send your laundry out to pay, I don't know, $50 or whatever to get your laundry done, picked up and out. So, yeah, I wanted to learn how to do it myself. Plus, I actually enjoy it, quite honestly. But set the record straight, Kim. I didn't come to you. You told me. Everybody just heard it. And you know what? You can go, the video's up. You can go back and you can listen to it. You can dissect it to your little heart's content. But this was the very first video that we did together. Let's continue.
Back you up, but this is all you. You are responsible for the rise of this, and if it ever falls, you're responsible for that too.
So
I'm responsible for the rise. I'm responsible for the fall. Okay? Doesn't sound like somebody that's helping somebody start a channel, does it? Doesn't sound like that to me. And it was very clearly said, this is your wheelhouse, Wanda. Why don't you start it?
when we're talking about this channel, so we want to make this distinction. Kim and I talked about this, and we want to make this
Listen
distinction.
to this.
And this is not any shade to either one of us from either one of us. These two channels are separate.
Yes, they are.
So this channel, I own this channel. I will be running this channel. Kim will be hosting with me. She'll be collaborating with me. And there may be times when there's a subject matter or there's a guest or something that she doesn't want to participate in, and that's fine. And there might be some instance where she has a guest that doesn't quite fit what she does with Life with 18 Cats, where
she might hijack this channel once in a while.
Yeah, she'll hijack the channel, and that's just perfectly fine with me.
Right.
And I think this is where it all comes down to. It all comes down to, this was, I believe, what Kim wanted. Kim wanted a second channel, okay? She didn't want the responsibility of it. She didn't want to run it. You know, she knew Jenna couldn't help her with it because, honestly, Life with 18 Cats, that's Jenna's channel, whether you know it or not. Jenna's in the background. Jenna's quiet, but that's Jenna's channel. Jenna does all the editing. Jenna does all the research. Jenna does a lot. Basically, you know the song Dance Monkey, Dance Monkey, Dance Monkey, ooh, ooh. That's Kim. She's the dance monkey, dance monkey, dance monkey, ooh, ooh. She does the dance monkey. Jenna pulls the strings. And that's how it works in the TV world. That's where Jenna's from. That's where her husband's from. The producer pulls the strings. The producer sits you here. Wanda, sit, lighting. Okay, you got the lighting. Wanda, can you move a little to the right? Can you move a little? Okay. Check your sound, Wanda. Check, check, check. Okay, good. Okay. You ready? Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're on. That's what a producer does. So I think what she wanted was a second channel to do, it's like Life with 18 Cats was the house. Okay. Life with 18 was the house. It's where she lives. It's where she does all of her business. It's, the hub of activity. And then the Armchair Advocate was the shed out on the yard where you store all the crap that you don't use very often. The rakes, the snow shovels, any other crap that you have that you don't use, seasonal stuff. That's what I was. I was seasonal. I was the garage in the yard with the seasonal crap in it. So whenever there was something that Kim didn't want to deal with, or Kim didn't have the knowledge for, or Kim didn't want to do the research, because if you look at the other live stream, she says, I don't like to research. That's Wanda. That's when this channel came into play. Oh, Wanda, I have an idea. Let's do this. Okay, let's do it. But then the problem is that show would be 10 minutes of that issue, and the rest would be her going off the rails. And I'm sitting here going, I thought we were going to talk about this. Just like the emotional support animal thing. She asked me to be on that Memorial Day stream and talk about emotional support animals. And I thought it was going to be a whole hour of emotional support animal because I've had, everything, I'm preparing everything. It's like, no, we only got like 10-minute segment. Oh, okay. Wow. But, let's continue on.
And so, and like we said, like I've been saying all along, Kim has her channel, Life with 18 Cats, unedited. It is a channel about her life with 18 cats because she's not a rescue. And because she's not a rescue, these are her cats. These are her companions. They're not rescues. They're not fosters. These are her companions.
They're not up for adoption.
Yeah, right. They're not up for adoption. And she started the channel because of the stigma around.
Listen to what she said there. What did I say? They're not rescues. She doesn't have a rescue. They're not rescues. She's like, oh, yeah, they're not up for adoption. They're not rescues. Oh, but they were rescues in front of the city council, weren't they, Kim? Gee, maybe the city council would like to see this whole video. What do you think? Think they'd be interested in that? I don't know. Maybe they would.
Having multiple cats. Yeah. Because usually you'll see, and there's some really good channels out there like Evie and Yoshi and Catman John. There's good channels out there, but nobody's calling them crazy cat people because they have 2-4 cats. Once you start creeping up over 6 cats, then you go into that crazy cat lady territory. And so Kim just wanted to show everybody that, hey, this is the reality of it. Your house doesn't have to smell. You don't have to have, complete chaos and destruction because you have 18 cats running, actually 19 cats running around.
Thank you. Chewy, she didn't mean to forget you, honey. It's okay.
So that's her channel. And then she also does things like her life out beyond the taking care of the cats. So that's Kim's channel. Kim's channel is like those of you who have been to her channel and participate in her channel and follow and subscribe and everything. We appreciate you very much.
Yes.
And she is. So that's where you want to go for that kind of fun thing. Like that kind of thing. That's the kind of thing that goes on the channel. Fun things like cats dropping from the ceiling and
naughty little Oswald face. Look at this naughty little Oswald face. Look at him. That's a naughty boy face. I will tell you that every time he comes in. Naughty boy face.
So that's her channel.
Yes.
My channel is a little bit different. My channel is going to be a little more serious outside of today because today we're just having fun because we're just introducing the channel. But what we thought we could do today is just talk about, some of the things that we want to do on the channel, some of the subjects we want to cover, and if there's things that you would like to see us do, content you'd like to see us include, please let us know in the chat because we're watching it. And before we go any further, Kim and I have talked about this. And one of the shows that I want to do very badly is I've been diagnosed with PTSD. I'm a trauma-impacted person. And I have spent a lot of time studying trauma-informed care. And one of the things that I love about trauma-informed care is it teaches you to be grateful, to have appreciation, and to say that to people that have helped you in your life. And so, with all that being said, I want to talk a little bit about someone that I have a lot of gratitude and a lot of appreciation for outside of Kim, because I do have appreciation and gratitude for her as well.
Yeah, does that sound like somebody that was taking advantage of somebody? Honestly. Does it? I'd like to know how I took advantage of her. How did I take advantage of her? I would like to know what revenge, what the act of revenge are you talking about, Kim, and the city council? Like, it was all revenge. Okay. But see, the thing is, for me to commit an act of revenge, there has to be something that was done to me that I would want to have revenge on. Like the dude last night sicking his dog on the cats. That definitely constitutes an act of revenge. Because if I could get away with it, dude wouldn't be around right now. I'm telling you, he wouldn't. It would have been gone really badly for him last night. But I'd like to know what did you do? And I'm going to actually leave it at that because I think I pretty much, dispelled whatever crap she was saying. The only other thing I do want to point out is she did talk about at one point, and the story keeps changing. Like at one point she was saying about, I was co-owner of the channel. No, you weren't co-owner of the channel. Honey, you were never co-owner of the channel. Actually, here, let me look it up again. I had a screenshot of it. See if I can find it. I have some. I'm trying to get some people to come onto the show to guest, and they're responding. That's because I had a cable access show and I have contacts. Okay, that's not because Kim has. I mean, so before she starts saying, I sent all these people over to Wanda to interview. No, Kim, you didn't. Because that'll be the next thing. It's really getting to be exhausting, honestly. Let's see if I can find it. What was back? Let's see here. Is this it? Okay, here it is. So I'm going to show everybody. This is the screenshot I took. Is this what? Yes. This is the screenshot. Just so you know, that I'm not just pulling this out my butt and faking it for everyone. And this is what I'm going to read to everyone. Frequently asked questions about content about channel owners. Number 1, may I add another person as an owner or collaborator to my individual YouTube channel? Channels belonging to an individual cannot have multiple owners or managers. For collaboration, you may create a shared YouTube channel called a brand account. Now, I don't have a brand account. There's no option. When I go into, because Ruby Dawn's now a manager. When I go into the YouTube, when I go into permissions in YouTube, it'll have it up there. It'll say owner, which is me. And then it says manager, editor, I don't know. And then it has a couple other editors like limited power, blah, 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 blah. A couple of different choices. There's no option for owner, co-owner. Why? Because I don't have a brand channel. That's why. So I can't have co-owners. So when she's telling everybody, I was co-owner of that channel. No, you weren't. No, you weren't, Kim. Because if you were, I wouldn't have been able to just take you off like I was able to. And the reason that I took her off as manager, and I took Jenna off as a mod. And the reason I did that is because nobody was coming over here and doing anything. I mean, really, ask yourselves, how many times did you see her come to my channel? How many times did you see any comments from her under the videos? I have comments turned off right now, but I'm starting to bring things back up. And eventually you'll be able to, well, no, you won't be able to see because she's a hidden user, but I can easily find them and make screenshots, or I can make her an unhidden user so that people can see it. There wasn't many. I think Jenna only commented once or twice on all of the videos that I ever put out. There wasn't the kind of support that I gave her. Definitely not. You look at, I'm a hidden user, so you can't see, but almost every single video, what I did on her channel, just make sure as I supported her, I would go over, and if I could, and I told her, I said, look, I can't always watch all your stuff, so I would just like it, because, the likes help get things out. And by the way, the people who are unliking my videos, whatever. That's it. You just, I hope someday you graduate from from your diapers to big girl and big boy panties. I really do. Because it's just so childish. But anyway, yeah, I would like it. I subscribed. I even subscribed with under the Armchair Cat Advocate because I wanted to give her, subscriptions. I wanted to give her numbers. I commented on every video. Even if it was something like I did like a little emoji or something, or there was something like, oh, that's cute. Or, I defended her when people come on and go, you have too many cats. I bet your house smells. I'd be like, yeah, you don't know. Do you watch her videos? Because her house is clean. At least, from what we see, I don't see that it's, the only time it got messy was when she would go away and she had somebody taking care of the cats. But when she was there, it would be cleaned. But I'm still trying to figure out, I want the revenge thing. What's the revenge thing, Kim? What is it? What is it? What did you do? Because it implies that you did something really heinous that I would want to have revenge on you. So what was that? See, I don't understand that at all. Because the reason, and I went over this before, and I didn't think I'd have to say this again, but, the reason that I walked away from her and I walked away from everything was because I didn't like what I was seeing. I didn't like what I was hearing. I saw her being mean to people. I saw her telling people off. And she can say whatever she wants over in that channel, but again, the chats are out there. The chats are out there. Just like I told Pow Pow Power Wheels that she wanted to ban him, and guess what? She did. She wanted to ban him before. I guess he's back under a different alias. Pow Pow Power Wheels, not Pow Pow Power Wheels, maybe Pow Pow Power Wheels. And see, this is the thing. The behavior is ridiculous at this point. It's just ridiculous. And I would have just let it go. I've just been trying to ignore it. I can't ignore this one, and I can't because of Ruby Dawn, because you're telling 4.3132K, whatever you have right now, subscribers, you're telling all these people, all your members, that Ruby Dawn's a liar, that Ruby Dawn's a user, that Ruby Dawn's a scammer, that Ruby Dawn's a fake. You're full of BS. Turn that all back on you, honey. All those terms describe you, not Ruby Dawn. I wouldn't have her on this channel if I thought she was those things. Ruby Dawn has been nothing but compassionate. Ruby Dawn, okay, we went through this last night. It's out there. Ruby Dawn's okay with this. This is public. This is, she went out. She put this out there public last night on the chat. So this isn't a big secret. Ruby Dawn is autistic. Okay? Everybody? Ruby Dawn is autistic. I have mental health issues. Miss Nunya has mental health issues. And this person makes fun of all of us. How high school is that? How mean girl is that? Do I make fun of her? In fact, there were some comments, I'm going to be honest, there were some comments last night that were made that I told, I told Ruby Dawn, I said, let's remove these because I don't want to, I don't want that look. And the person that left them, I'm okay with him. I'm fine with him. I know he was upset. And, him and I'll talk to him, and he already apologized because he doesn't want to hurt my channel. But he was very hurt by Kim. He was very hurt by her. And I didn't know the extent of what happened until I reached out, because see, here's the problem. There's two sides to every story, and the truth is somewhere in between. And I fell into that trap too. I didn't look at the other side. I only looked at one side. I listened to her side because she was my friend. Why would she lie? Why would she exaggerate? She's my friend. And then when I started seeing things and hearing things and I started to get concerned, I started to reach out and I said, hey, can you tell me what happened? I mean, I want to hear your side of it. I just want to hear your side. I mean, it's okay if you don't want, it's cool. You don't want to talk to me, it's fine. Because I haven't, necessarily been that nice to you either. But I just like to know your side. And I got the side. Not only did I get the side, I got the receipts. And I'm looking at going, wow, this is not in line with what I was told by Kim. So I had concerns. And I'll say it again. She wanted me to move out with her. She offered me, because her roommate, Randy, left and she needed money. And she offered me, you come out here and do this. You can come out here. You can live with me. You can, pay rent. And no, it was okay at first, but then it kept growing. Okay, pay rent. Now you can take care of the cats. Now you can take care of the house. Now you can mow the lawn. Now you can help me build a catio. Now you can do this. Think of all the content. And the more I'm thinking about this, the more I'm thinking, I don't know. Is this what I really want? And I just decided I'm just going to walk away from it. I'm done. I just can't deal with this anymore. I have enough crap on my plate. I don't need to deal with any more frustrations. So I'm done. I'm gone. And that's what I did. I walked away and everything was fine until the blow up. So you can believe what you want to believe, because that's what people do. Doesn't matter how much I sit here and how much evidence I show and how much documentation I show. There's still going to be people, because they want to be involved in the drama and they want to be on the Jerry Springer show. This isn't the Jerry Springer show. What happened last night was not Jerry Springer. There wasn't anybody yelling. There wasn't anybody going off. Yeah, the last 30 minutes maybe got a little unhinged because we had some rowdiness. But it was 3 o'clock in the morning, dude. We're all tired. I had my life threatened, basically. I've had that done a lot lately. I had somebody let his pit bull loose on my cats. I watched, literally. I know this is going to sound dramatic, but it was. I watched in terror with the dog chasing the cats down the alley. And all I could see in my mind was a cat in the dog's mouth. And I'm just going to leave that like that, because you all know what I'm talking about. That's all I saw. So when I didn't sleep well last night, and I missed, part of my therapy appointment this morning, which I needed. And luckily she accommodated me, and I get done with all this and I'm sitting here, I'm trying to take a breath. And then I hear, listen to this. And I hear, I don't want to help people anymore because I tried to help people and they stabbed me in the back. No, they didn't stab you in the back. That's a fabrication. That's a huge fabrication. Nobody stabbed you in the back. Ruby Dawn has all the receipts. I showed you all the receipts. She did not stab you in the back. There's no way that was done. And I definitely didn't stab you in the back. I just want to check. That's my, I had to order cat food today. It's another thing. I'm struggling financially. A lot of other people are struggling financially too. We don't have the luxury of setting up, GoFundMes for things. And having people buy into, oh, I got to run away because I'm being, oh, I need a furnace. I mean, just think about this for a minute, folks. Think about this for a minute. She wanted me to move out there with her. She didn't have a functional furnace. She didn't have her plumbings all messed up. She knew she had a pet limit. She wanted me to bring all my cats out there. Just think about that for a minute. I even asked her. I said, hey, maybe we should go do a live. Do you want to, do a live? I said, because she wasn't getting a whole lot with the furnace fund. I said, you want to do a live and see if we can get, just talk to the people and let everybody know what's going on and, explain to them that I said, because you're going to need the furnace. Look, she's going to need the furnace either or, right? You got to have a furnace. You got to have a functional furnace. So either or, she's going to need that. Doesn't matter if I move in or I don't move in. She's still going to need it. So no harm, no foul. We sit together, we do a live stream, we talk to people, we let people know, hey, Wanda's contemplating moving out here. Her housing's not going so well. I offered her this chance to move out here. She has to think about it. There's lots of things that she has to, go through first. But no, that didn't happen. You know why? Because it would ruin the content. It would ruin the surprise factor. Because she had this whole grand reveal of me coming and walking out of a refrigerator box in her kitchen. Like, oh, wow, look, it's Wanda. Hooray. Views go up. Subscriber count goes up. I'm sorry, I don't want to be content. I don't. Unless I choose to be content. But I don't want to be someone else's content. I don't want to be used. You want to talk about being used? I can tell you about being used. And this whole thing with, the move and everything, I didn't hold anything against her. I decided, because I had a lot that I had to go. I mean, think about this. Anybody who's ever moved, had that kind of a drastic move, like across the country, drastic move, you lose your doctor, you lose your therapist, you lose your, you lose everybody. If you, I don't know, your vet, you lose everything. Everything that you had in place, you lose. You have to start over. Now, for a normal person, quote, normal person, that's bad enough. That's hard enough. But for someone like myself, I have disability. I'm using services. I have supports that I need. I have medication that I need. I have all this stuff that I need. I would be out in Missouri by myself, okay? By myself with 15 cats? Basically at the mercy of somebody who at first wanted to take my entire Social Security check or my SSI check. And then, when I said, I can't do that, that would be my whole check. And I still need money for things. Like if I have to have my car and I have to drive and stuff, I still have to pay my insurance and everything. So then, she changed it a little bit. But there was still a lot of things. And then it was this constant, I just want to find, let me find something here. Let me see if I can find this. I had this. I found this online a while ago. I just came across it. And let me see if I can find this list. But they actually had a whole list here of how to tell if someone is how to tell if somebody is like taking advantage of you, basically. Actually, it was in the context of grifting. And everything that was on that checklist. Let me see. Here it is. I think I can find it here. Okay. Grifters are people who use deception to swindle others out of their money or possessions. They often use tactics that include gaining trust. Grifters try to gain your trust and then fool you. Using fear. Grifters may use threats, fear, crying, or intimidation to get their way. Rushing you. Grifters may rush you into making a decision. All I heard was, when you coming out, when you coming out, when you coming out, when you coming out, when you coming out. And I kept trying to explain to her, it's not that simple. In my lease, I have to give 30 days notice. I have to get a U-Haul. I said, how about, can we do a GoFundMe to get a U-Haul? Oh, no, that again. Can't do that. It would ruin the surprise. So I had to figure out how I was going to get money to get a U-Haul, which would have been like $700 to $1,000 to move out there. Oh, and by the way, this whole RV thing where she says she needs $4,000 or whatever, $5,000, whatever she needs to go from Missouri to Minnesota. When she moved from Missouri to Minnesota, or from Minnesota to Missouri originally, she did it on, I think it was $500 and a U-Haul. So she had, and because she was telling me this, because she was telling me this is how she was giving me all the, that's why I had her address. So I could look up U-Haul and figure out, the best rates and everything. What she told me is that when she was in Minnesota, she rented a U-Haul, like one of the big ass U-Hauls. She had the cats in there, and then she had a little trailer in the back, and that's how she hauled her car. And she said, Wanda, it worked perfectly. Hauled the car, didn't put the wear and tear on the car. So if you can go from Minnesota to Missouri on $500, why can't you go back from Missouri to Minnesota on $500? Why do you need, $4,000 for an RV? Moving costs, essentials, I don't know what else was in there. A laptop, new clothes, crystal dining ware, I don't know. A new house, maybe, down payment for a new house when I get to Minnesota. First month's rent, deposit, who knows? Isolating you. Grifters may try to isolate you from others. What would have happened if I had gone out there? What would I didn't know anybody. I'd been in the house because she was going to go off on her jobs. She was going to be able to take more accounts. That was the purpose of me going there, so that she had somebody somebody she trusted to take care of the cats. What she wanted was a servant. What she would have had was a servant. What she would have had is somebody that she would have isolated. Downplaying risk. Grifters may downplay the risks of their schemes. Hey, Kim, I have all these cats. How's that going to work? Oh, don't worry about it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Just bring the cats out. It'll be fine. Nobody's going to say anything. Deflecting questions. Grifters may deflect your questions. Yeah, like, what happened to Daisy Bree? And no, she didn't move to Maryland with Adam, because Adam never went to Maryland. You know that because you called me. He was still somewhere in Missouri because you found that out. He was on Facebook or something. No, Daisy Bree went out the window. Daisy Bree had probably a very short, hard life. She was at a gas station. She was rescued by some fake rescuer who couldn't even stand the sound of a live trap snapping. Then she was given to some other grifter who, Lord knows what that person was into, because he ran off in the middle of the night. And then Daisy Bree's gone. Oh, and by the way, I mean, if you look at the one video where she's in the carpet, it's hysterical. Because you have the cats in the carpet. Now, this is after the cat had the spay, right? So the cat was a feral cat, got the spay. When they get the spay, they get an ear tip. Okay, just so people that don't know that, now you know. TNR, if they get a spay neuter, they get an ear tip. Okay, so got the ear tip. Cat's in the carpet. So she goes in there, it's a short video. It's like, I don't know, 3 minutes. She goes in. I just want to give you an update on Daisy Bree. Oh, let's see. Here she is. And something else we noticed. Let's pull the carpet back and show you the cat. Look, do you see her ear? Do you see like half of her ear is like cut off? I bet that happened. We didn't notice that before. I bet an animal did that. I tell you, I sat there, I laughed my ass off. That is an ear tip, honey. It's basic, fundamental knowledge of anyone that does TNR. Even if it's the first time you've ever done TNR, you should know that. I mean, it's unreal. It's unreal what happened to that poor cat. Left in a room by herself. I mean, she called me at one point and said, hey, do you know any rescuers that could take Daisy Bree? Because Adam's working so much he doesn't have time to spend with her. And I said, well, she's never going to be socialized if you just leave her in the room. She was in a room by herself. No enrichment, a carpet. I think eventually they put a cat tree in. Go look at the videos. Don't listen to me. Just go look at the videos. Look at the setup that they had. A litter box, of course, which she used, and they were all shocked that she used a litter box. I brought in kittens from outside, put them in a crate. They use a litter box within 10 minutes. They know exactly what that is. Cats are like pretty much already housebroken and ready to go. It's not like a dog. So let's see. Let me see what else is on this list. Grifters may deflect your questions, like what happened to Daisy Bree. Grifters may use phrases like today only or get rich quick schemes. Well, I don't know if I actually heard that, and grifters may push poorly understood or little known products. Well, that doesn't really apply to that. But, you get my drift here, and, maybe it's not necessarily a grifter, but it's actually, could apply to anyone who's a manipulator, who's manipulative. And that's definitely what Kim did with me. And that is why I walked away. I didn't walk away because I was mad at her. I didn't walk away because, and then I didn't sit there and twirl my little mustache and go, how can I get back at her? Ooh, what can I do? Ooh. No. Because honestly, I didn't, it wasn't, to me, it was like, okay, I don't like the terms of what she's saying. It feels icky to me. I don't want to be a part of it. I don't like the other things that I'm seeing or hearing. I just don't want to be a part of it. So guess what? You do you, boo, and I'll do me. And that's the way I wanted it. I just walked away. I've done this before with people that I've had suspicions that there was something not right. And you know what? That's perfectly okay. We all have that choice. Just like, you have the choice to listen to her and come over and unsubscribe from my channel. Fine. I can't stop you. But I'm having my say. And you're not going to badger and disparage my friend Ruby Dawn like this. She is now manager of this channel. She has done nothing to incur your wrath other than to try to help you. And like I said before, Ruby Dawn has autism. So she's autistic. She doesn't always function things. Hang on. Hello? Yes? Oh, okay. Can you just leave it at the door and I'll get it? Yes. 327. Yes. Yes. Hang on. Hang on. I'll be right down. I have to pause this. Hang on. I'm going to hang up. I'll be right down. Pardon? Yes, I'm coming right now. Just hang on. Okay. I'm going to have to. I'll be right back. Maybe a cat will entertain while I'm gone. Okay, sorry about that. Had a Walmart delivery of cat food. Still going. I just asked him to leave it at the door, but he wanted me to come down. So, okay. So, I just had one of my helpers on the channel sent me a cool picture of a ear tip example. So as you can see here, it's, sure I show you the right one here. It's this one. You see do you see how they're ear tipped? Whoop. Get it back in focus. You see the ear tip right there? There you go. There, that's ear tip. So that's what they do so the reason for that is when you're out trapping, that if you catch a cat and you see that ear's tipped, you can let them go. So it saves everybody time and energy and money of taking the cat to get spay and neuter when they don't need it. So anyway, let's try to get back on track here. I apologize for that. I didn't expect that to come this early. And I didn't expect to be doing this either, because this is like the really last thing I wanted to be doing today. You want to come up, Tora? Come on. Come on. Do you want to come up? Tora has an ear tip too. Maybe I can get you to see Tora's ear tip. Come on, bud. Coming up. Come on. Come on up. Want to show everybody your ear tip? Come on. Come here. Come over here. Come here. Come here. Just come here. No, don't be mean about it. He is one of the colony cats, and sometimes he comes in. I don't know if come here. Come over here. Come over here. Here, see if I can get him in here. So right, come here. Look here. Look here, buddy. Look here. Let me see here. Do you see the ear tip? Right there. He's a little bit. He's one that now he's going to come out. Now you're going to come out and show your face. Okay. Right here's there's the one that's ear tipped. So this is what happens when so this is what they do with TNR. That's just part of it. So that they know which cats have already been done, and they don't repeat the procedure on them. So let me see here. Let's see. Oh, I'll tell you about it. Nunya, I'll tell you about it later. But anyway, what I was saying is that I just made the decision that I wasn't going to move out there. You know, it had nothing to do with, I wasn't upset. It wasn't, I had no grudges or anything. I just decided it wasn't for me. I didn't have the money, number one. I didn't want to take all my cats out there, number two. You know, if I lose this housing, I lose this housing. Okay. It's not like I have money that if I go out and things don't work out, I can go, okay, well, I'll just move somewhere else. I don't have that luxury. I would have to come back here, and it doesn't work this way. You know, it doesn't work that this is a like a HUD program. It's partially funded by HUD. It's for people that have mental health issues. You have to meet certain criteria. You have to be poor, basically, or low income to be in here. You have to have a mental health issue. You have to have certain criteria. And there's a very long waiting list. I was incredibly fortunate to get in here. For all of the hassle that I've had in this housing, I never lose sight of the fact that this beats living under a bridge or in a shelter or somewhere else, or couch surfing and being at the mercy of people. I never want to be that again. I will tell you, when I was homeless, I couch surfed on two different places. The one, she had mental health issues that were way out of control. That was like, it got to the point where she was just like, one day, you have to go. I'm like, okay, where? I have no place to go. And I didn't have a car. She just like basically kicked me out one day. And I'm like, okay. You know, I should have known better. Again, I should have known better. Because funny story, I actually met her in the psych ward because I was having self-exiting feelings or thoughts, serious thoughts. And I put myself in and met her there. And she said, oh, when you get out, you know, and come and live with me for a while. You know, what other option did I have at that point? None. So I did. And it didn't work out. I mean, and it wasn't her fault. I mean, I was incredibly depressed. She had mental health issues. That just was not a good mix. So then a friend that I knew came and got me, and I lived with them for a while. That was a little bit better, but her husband started making advances when she wasn't around. Her husband wanted me to look at corn with him. Her husband exposed certain body parts when she wasn't around. I walked into the living room one day and he was sitting with a zipper down and a flag was waving, if you get my drift. And I just kind of like rolled my eyes and walked on by and sat on the couch and ignored him because I didn't know what else to do at that point. I mean, what was I going to do? I had no place to go, but it was not fun. And the thing is, like, this person was a sweet person. I loved her to death. And I couldn't tell her that because what would have that? I mean, first of all, she probably wouldn't have believed me anyway because she wouldn't have wanted to believe me. And if she had believed me, that would have devastated her. So it wasn't, no matter what it did, it would have been a lose-lose. And then eventually I got into I forget, I think I got into a shelter. And then from the shelter, I got into, you know, I went through other housing and finally landed here. And I had to fight to get here. This was not easy. And I just happened to have this. This just happened to be open. I mean, if you want to talk a coincidence, I mean, we're talking waiting lists a year or more to get into these apartments, these units. And this one just happened. The person either left or was evicted or something. And I was in another housing scenario that I basically went to them and I said, look, you either have to do something or I'm just going back to the shelter, because the shelter is less stressful than where I'm at now. And luckily I had a very nice person that was a very nice lady that worked there at the time and said, I have a unit that just opened up, but you're going to have to wait 2 weeks because it needs to be repainted and everything. They basically trashed it when they left. So she took me over. It was under construction when she took me over. I walked through. I'm like, okay, I don't want to be in the city, but this is okay. This is better than being on the street. So that's where I went. I ended up here. First night I was here, I didn't even have sheets that fit the bed. I had twin sheets. I had to sleep on like half of the bed because it was a full bed, and I only had twin sheets. I didn't have anything. Everything. The few things that I had was at a friend's place, and she had her own issues and she wasn't able to just like bring stuff down to me. So it was not fun. It was not fun at all. It was hard. But the point is that I never want to be at that place again. I never want to be that out of control again, where I'm at the mercy of someone and I don't have any control over my life. I don't have any self-determination. I don't want to be there. I can't be there. I'm 57 years old. I have mental health issues. I have physical health issues. I have a lot of stuff that I'm doing. I have a lot of stuff that's going on. I have a lot of things in play right now. I'm finally, it's sad, but finally at 57 years of age, I'm actually seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. I have some good friends. I don't have a lot, but I have a good, solid, small little core of friends that I can rely on. I'm making a difference where I am. I'm making a difference in this community. And that's one of the things that I said to Kim. I said, I don't know how I feel about this, because part of me does want to leave, but the other part of me wants to stay here and continue to make a difference, because this place needs help. And I had people that when I told them that I was thinking of this, first thing they said was, we don't want to lose you. And I said, well, then something needs to change. And now, this thing with the cats last night, I may have an opportunity here. And I actually texted Furball Farms. I actually texted Julie, and I thanked her again for what she said about if you love cats, you should love them, meaning Furball. And if you hate cats, you should love them. Because either way, they're helping to solve your problem. And I thought about that last night when that guy was screaming at me and yelling at me. You have 25 cats. I don't have 25 cats. Look in the channel, dude. Well, no, don't look in the channel. But, for anybody else, I don't. You can clearly see there's not 25 cats at that feeding station. I don't even have 25 cats total. So I have this opportunity. I have an opportunity here to make a difference, to make some real change, to help people like Ruby Dawn, people like myself, other people that struggle with this thing. Because here's the thing. The world watched Furball Farm. They're setting precedent out there. And the more people that hook into that and look at that, the more change is going to go throughout. It'll spread. Trust me, it will. It's going to be hard to change hearts and minds, but it can be done. And that's what I was doing today before I got the message that basically Ruby Dawn and I are users and abusers. And again, I don't care. You can call me whatever you want, because I know who I am and I know what I'm about. Can you say the same? And this channel will continue. It will. There's a song, The Spark. That's me. You're not going to knock me down. You're not. You can punch me all you want. You can gut punch me. You can kick me in the head. You can throw me out a window. Whatever you want. Remember the scene in the Terminator where at the very end, the first Terminator, the original. I don't know, some of you might not be old enough to know that, but some of you might get the reference where at the end, it's still crawling. It's like all battered and banged, but it's still crawling. I had a boyfriend that once told me that I'm that thing in that scene. He said, "Man, you don't look like it, but you're the Terminator. You're that robot. You're that whatever that thing was at the end. I forget what they called it. But you're that, you're Arnold Schwarzenegger with everything melted off. Just the framework, just part of the framework crawling across the floor because you don't give up. You don't give up." My dad, the same thing. My dad, you say, "Don't you ever stop?" No, I don't. Because nothing is ever won without persistence. But that being said, I also know what is a real productive persistence and what is futile. That channel, Life with 18 Cats, is futile. I don't want to deal with it anymore. I don't want to deal with the drama. Kim, I don't want to deal with you. I am done. The only reason I'm on here is because of Ruby Dawn. Because she let me know what was going on. And I'm like, wow. Wow. You want to hear it? For those of you who didn't hear it, do you want to hear it? Let's listen to it. Let's listen to the audio clip. Let me see if I can find it here. Let me see.
Okay, so let's hear what this says.
I just want to touch on this real quick. We're going to make this one brief, but I just wanted to let you know that I'm not ignoring anybody. I'm not being mean, but here's what's happened. So, in the past, people have come to me. I could use some help. Blindly, and with nothing but 100% faith in people and their ability to be honest.
Let me say something, Kim. I could use some help, okay? People have come to me and said, I could use some help. Really? Really? Let's go back to that stream. I don't remember which one it was, but let's go back to that stream where Ruby Dawn, because Ruby Dawn, I remember I was on that stream, Kim. Here's how it went down, folks. So Kim was, yapping about something. Who knows what she was talking about. And Ruby Dawn says in the chat, not to go off topic, but I have a cat and it's not going well. I forget what she said, but basically it was frustration. Because again, Ruby Dawn is autistic, okay? She's autistic. So for her, The community for her was a support. The community for her was a welcoming, safe place where she felt she could say things that she couldn't say other places. So she came into that chat with very good intentions, nothing malicious, nothing scammery. She wasn't trying to get money out of anyone. She simply said, off topic, I know, but this is what's happening right now. Anybody who's ever done rescue, anybody who's ever done TNR, anybody who's ever managed a colony, anybody who's ever fostered, anybody, horrendous things that you see. Horrendous. There's a reason why animal welfare people self-exit at almost the same rate of police officers and doctors and other communities that have a high self-exiting rate. There's a reason for that, because of the horrific things that you see day in and day out. Because you're forced to euthanize animals that probably shouldn't be euthanized. Because you see animals torn away from them. You see people that come in and go, oh, I have to surrender my dog. Why? Oh, it sheds. There's fur. It's hair all over my couch. I can't deal with it anymore. Yeah, you have those people. You see that day in and day out and day in and day out and day in and day out. It does something to a person. You can't help but have it still do something to a person. So she came in for some support. She came in for some support, for some love from the community, to be embraced by the community. And what Kim said was, again, don't even listen to me. Go through all of her content. Look at it. You'll see all of the contradictions and the hypocrisy and the hypocrisies and everything that you'll see it. You'll see it. Because what she said to Ruby Dawn was, oh, hon, I'm so sorry. That's her standard. Oh, hon, I'm so sorry. Can we help? Can everybody donate some money? Do you send it to my PayPal account and I'll give it to Ruby Dawn? See, Kim, Ruby Dawn didn't do that. You did. She didn't solicit anything from you. She didn't ask for anything from you. And neither did I. So you need to stop this bullshit. Stop the lying. And get over yourself. Because really, at this point, it's pathetic. If you spend as much time worrying about your channel, worrying about your content, you'd be up to your 100,000 subscribers already. Hell, you were able to get 1,000 subscribers within a month. You were able to get monetized within a month. Just think, if you took all this negativity that you're throwing at me and Ruby Dawn and you turned it positive and put it back into your channel, Jesus, you'd be competing with Eevee and Yoshi right now. Instead of having to rely on Furball Farm content to get subscribers. Again, look at it. Only 3 videos that I saw there. Big numbers. Furball Farms, Furball Farms, Furball Farms. Then we down again. But I guess, the drama, the Jerry Springer stuff works too, huh? Well, you're not allowed. You can do that with other people. You don't do that. You don't do that with Ruby Dawn. Like I said, I don't care what you do with me. I don't care. I've come up against bigger and badder than you, sitting there. I'm a felon, and I don't mind getting another felony and going back to jail. I wonder what city council folk would think about that. That's a nice clip to send to them too, isn't it? That sounds like a threat. I don't care if you're a felon. I don't care. You were a meth cook. You were a meth cook that changed your life around. And now what are you doing? What are you doing? What happened to the whole thing of working with the USDA and, oh, I'm going to change. I'm going to Aaron Brockovich this shit. Okay, Aaron Brockovich, let's see what you got. Timu Aaron Brockovich, what do you got? Got a new name for you, Timu Brockovich. Timu Brockovich, what do you got? I don't see that you got anything. Are you doing research? Are you talking to city council? Are you going to attend city council? I think they have a meeting this week. You're going to attend this week? Because you really should. That's how you get things changed. Let me tell you a story before I finish playing this. Let me tell you a story. So when I went to Millersville University. When I graduated my last year at Millersville University, I did an internship. I did an internship at the mediation center in Lancaster County. That's where Papa Power Wheels used to live. And at the time, there was a woman there, Grace Byler, I think. And Grace is a Mennonite lady. I don't even know if she's still alive or not. This is a long time ago. Grace was one of the coolest people I've ever met. I mean, I have to say, that lady was tough as nails. She was fabulous. I learned a lot from her. And the story that she told me that stuck out was this. And you can use this, Kim, okay? Okay? Life with 18 Copycats, you can use this one. I'm giving you this one. Because it might help you when you go to city council. So she had been in a bad marriage, very abusive. And she was trying to change the law so that there'd be more protection for women that had gone through what she went through. And of course, now, you know, we also know that men can be in those situations and transgender individuals can be in those situations. So, you know, it expands out, of course. But back at that time, it was primarily women. And so what she did is she went up to Harrisburg every day because that's where they were having the hearings or whatever for this legislation. Every day she went up. Every day. Let me stress that. Every day this woman drove to Harrisburg, which was, I don't know where she lived. Let's just say she lived in Lancaster. It was probably about 45 minutes, an hour away. So every day she made that commute. She went up legislation. I love this story so much. I'm probably going to cry. I love this story so much. She wore a hat. Same hat. I don't remember I think it might have been, or I don't know. I don't remember what color it was or anything, but she wore this hat. Every day she wore the same hat. And she sat in the first row. And she looked right at those legislators every day. Every day. Just like this. With a hat. She did that consistently, every single day, until it came up for a vote. The day it came up for a vote, she walked in that chamber. She went to the front row, sat down, nice and prim and proper, because, you know, Grace was a lady, had the hat on, and watched. That legislation passed unanimously because they knew someone was watching. I want you all to think about that, how you can change things. Now, maybe that's not, you know, feasible for everyone to go every day. Okay, I get that. But Miss Kim, Timu Brockovich, could definitely go to city council meetings because they're in the evening, unless, you know, she's working, which I don't know what the schedule is, but she could definitely go there. Sit with a Life with 18 Cats. Again, Life with 18 Copycats. I'm giving you an idea here. You can use it. Wear the Life with 18 Cats shirt. Sit there and watch. Sit in the front row, or I don't know if you can sit in the front row, but sit as close as you can to the front and watch. Let them know you're there. Let them know. You're there. You're watching. You're not going away. You want things to change. Maybe do that instead of this. But let's finish listening to this. Let's finish listening to this.
I have blindly agreed to help them, whether it be start a channel or money for their pets that are
Start a channel or money for their cats. I played the video. Did I ask her to start a channel? Did I ask her? Sounds like she asked me. Oh, it's Wanda's wheelhouse. That's your wheelhouse. That's right. And you rise and fall on your own. Does that sound like someone that's helping me? Does it? So first you were co-owner. Now, you know, that was debunked. So now I helped you with the channel. No, you didn't. Did you ever upload anything? Ruby Dawn's uploading stuff to the channel. Ruby Dawn's mapping out ideas for the channel. That's what helping is. That's why she's manager and you're not. Sorry. You're fired. Money for your cats? What did I just say? She asked. Ruby Dawn did not ask. Ruby Dawn said, I'm having this problem with this cat. I'm having a hard time. I'm having a bad day. Ruby Dawn and her husband are spending down his retirement fund for these cats. Everything has gone into these cats. They don't move. They would like to move. They won't move because they are so committed to changing that community. You know how I met Ruby Dawn? Let's talk about how I met Ruby Dawn. Let's just go whole hog here. I probably still have the, I wonder if I still have the email. Let me finish this, then we'll look and see if I have the email. And I'll tell you how I met Ruby Dawn.
in need. And I have come to you guys. And I have now in turn found out that those people were using us. All of us, not just me, but you guys included. And so
how are we using her community? How are we using her community? We're not even part of her community. How the hell, Kim, do I use your community? I'm not even over there. I don't go over there. I mean, you know, there are a lot of people that let me put it bluntly, you have a lot of people that you pissed off. A lot of people that are questioning what you're doing. Just like a lot of other problematic YouTubers. Just like, you know, I don't know. Is everybody following the saga of Nikocado Avocado and Stephanie Sue? Woo! Woo! Deja vu. That's kind of scary, isn't it? I'm like looking at that going, whoa. We got Timu Nikocado and Timu Stephanie here. We don't use your community for anything. In fact, one of your community members was over at our chat last night. And you know what? Go listen to it. Go listen to what I said to her. She said, I like to see the cats. I like to see Kim's cats. They're different channels. I like both. I support both. It's perfectly fine to support both. This is not a team this and a team that. This is the World Wide Web. It's called that for a reason, Kim. There's plenty of people out there for every single channel. You don't need to be acting like this. What you need to do is hold yourself accountable for what you're doing or not doing. Because listen, what did I just read to everybody? That you don't ask questions. You don't ask them questions. They don't answer the questions, the grifters. You don't get a standard answer. Are we getting an answer here? Oh, you asked me for money. Okay. What are you doing with it? Does she answer? Let's see if she answers. I don't think she does, but maybe she does. I don't remember.
So, as much as I'm sure that not everybody's like that, I will not be.
Choose your words
I
well.
don't want to say I will not be. There are certain situations, for example, Jenna comes to me and says, Kim, I need some help. I mean, that's not going to happen, but I'm just saying.
No, it's not going to happen because Jenna's an adult.
Can we ask the community to help with something? I will do that. I cannot blindly just help anybody anymore because of how badly not only I have been burned, but you guys have been burned.
How did your community get burned?
Andres. Oh, listen, I'm going to screw that up.
Yeah, she's just trying to reason away why she didn't help me with those kittens.
Yep. And what she said was absolutely true. Sorry, Dawn. I don't know if you want me to play that. Sorry. I didn't realize that was on there at the end. But yeah, she didn't want. So okay. So Dawn, thank you for bringing the kittens up because let's revisit that, folks. So last night on the chat, for those of you who, because I turned chat on last night because I was really upset. Like I said, had crazy dude with his second his pit bull on my colony of cats. Watched the cats run up the alley. Didn't know, I'm like, my mind's going, and you can imagine where my mind was going. I was scared. So I get on here late, and I figure I'll put the chat on because probably there's not going to be the crazy trolls and stuff at this time of night. And it was fine. But Dawn talked a little bit about a situation. So here's what happened. I asked her if I could tell it last night. She said yes, so I'm going to tell it again today. For those people who don't want to sit through 5 hours, for those people that are watching, maybe some of you are minions of hers. Great. I hope you hear this. So what happened was Ruby Dawn. So Ruby Dawn's in a trailer park. Okay. She maintains a colony of cats. She's not well liked because she does that. I'm finding that out. I'm finding that out the hard way. I was blindly walking around with my head in the air thinking, this is, I'm not having any problems. This is a great community. Everybody's kind of supportive. And then things started. And this is like, okay, well, yeah, not everybody likes the cats. That was a smack in the face last night. But Ruby Dawn's gone through even worse than I have. Ruby Dawn's had pew-pews pointed at her. Ruby Dawn's had cats unalived in horrific, torturous ways. Ruby Dawn has a lot of trauma from this, understandably. Again, reason why people in animal welfare self-exit at a very high rate. So Ruby Dawn, dealing with everything else, also deals with personal issues. Electrical issues, had an electrical problem with her trailer, had, her car, her van broke down. Things happen, shit happens. A lot of times it just all plops on you at one time. It doesn't just, it's diarrhea. Sometimes you get, shit. Sometimes you get diarrhea. Ruby Dawn's been getting diarrhea lately. So she has a property manager that's been very supportive and very caring and very helpful and has defended her and has been a really good friend to her. But this person's also in very bad health and she's slowly unaliving. So there was a situation where there were 3 kittens. I believe it was 3. Doesn't really matter, but it was, 3 kittens. Bottle baby kittens. Kittens that needed, constant feeding. They need to be kept warm. Go watch The Kitten Lady. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. The property manager called her because I think somebody dropped them off on her doorstep and she didn't, she's in bad health. She can't do it. So Ruby Dawn went and got the kittens. Called all over trying to figure out what can I do with these cats? Where can I, what can I do with them? Where can I take them? Nobody's, everybody's full, overwhelmed. Now what? So out of desperation, she reaches out to Kim. Because Kim's been saying on her channel, she's an advocate, right? Go before city council. I'm going to Aaron Brockovich this shit. You go watch the Daisy Bree things. I have I have all these contacts. I roll these rescues. I'm a rescuer. I've done rescue all my life. Well, from the time I was popped out of my mama, I was doing rescue. That kind of stuff. You know what I mean. If you know, you know. So, she rescued Hannah, and that hasn't been going exactly stunningly either. But, we're still a rescue person. So anyway, Ruby Dawn, reaches out, extends the olive branch, says, hey, can you help me with this? I have these kittens. I don't know what to do with them. I don't have a place for them. I can't, I'm overwhelmed. A lot of people. You have 4.31K. Can you help me with it? Kim proceeds to ream her out, telling her off, telling her she's a bad person, telling her she's a bad friend, telling her she used her, telling her she abused her. Everything she just told you. Oh, and I guess, I don't know, Ruby Dawn. Maybe she left out the fact that we all hurt her community too. I don't even know half the people in that community. How am I hurting anybody in the community? That's crazy. So, Ruby Dawn, because Ruby Dawn is Ruby Dawn, and she's autistic, and she doesn't always know how to handle situations. She lets the badgering go on way longer than I would have. I would have hung up on that biche. I wouldn't have caught her in the first place, honestly. Ruby Dawn's a much bigger woman than I am. And I'm not ashamed to admit that. I wish I had half the compassion that she has, half the intuitiveness that she has. I'm always amazed by her. But anyway, after the reaming out, she was told, can't do anything. I don't know anyone. Can't do anything. Now, this is somebody that's supposed to be a rescue person. Now, the kicker to all this is, before she hung up, what she said to Ruby Dawn was, I literally just got back from Minnesota. I don't have time right now. Click. But yet, we just got back from Minnesota, and we were able to put up a live stream with the title, I just made it back in time for Furball Farms planning committee hearing, or something like that. So we have time to do a stream where we basically listen on the phone for 4 hours and have our people, join in the chat, and everybody's telling us how wonderful we are and how good we are and what a rescue person and what an advocate you are, when all you're doing is listening on the phone to Julie talking. But you were able to dedicate 4 hours to that, however long that stream was. But you weren't able to help somebody with a kitten, with 2 bottle baby kittens. Bottle baby kittens, people. We're not talking kittens that are, 8 weeks old, that have the eyes open, or are pretty, mobile, or able to eat on their own. No. We're talking about kittens that are, needing a lot of intensive help. So while we're talking, I'm going to look up something here. Let's see if I can find this. It's way back. Way back. Actually, let me see if I can just search it. Okay. Well, I'm looking for this. I'm going to tell everybody this is how I met Ruby Dawn. So how I met Ruby Dawn was very early in the channel, in Kim's channel, before all this craziness, before the huge shift, and I don't know what that was about, when she actually seemed to care about people and there wasn't all this crazy drama and everything, she had given the email and had talked about, she'd given out her email, and she had talked about let's see if I can get this to come up, the whole thing. All right, I'm not finding it. I don't know why my email is being stupid here. It won't let me go any further than a certain extent. I don't know why. So anyway, I'll just tell you. I don't know. I was looking for the email. Maybe I find it. I'll make some screenshots and put it up later. But anyway, we went back to actually, let me see. Oh, you know what? I know why. I'm in the wrong one. That's why. I'm in the wrong email account. Hang on. Here we go. Now, let me see if I can find this. Go way back here. Okay. Now, I want everybody to listen to this. So when you say, in the past I helped people, they came to me and helped me about cats and asked me about a channel, and okay, so here we go. This was 12/6/2023. I just got this in an email from Ruby Dawn, the viewer from today's live stream. Be prepared, it's rough. Greeting Kim and Kitties. It's Ruby Dawn here. I was glad to have caught your live. I always wanted to watch your videos, but lately even just those few minutes have been more than I could spare. I didn't mean to steal your video, and I hope my situation didn't cut time from your important message. My intent was to just let you know why I have been MIA recently. A week ago, I had to let my Lila go. I have to say it over and over because I still can't accept that. As you know, she had become paralyzed for unknown reasons. Her condition had declined even more with loss of weight, change in attitude, etc. I did not have the funds needed to cover any in-depth treatment for her or to discover the root of the problem. My only option was to betray her love and end her suffering. A part of me died then, and every day since then. Lack of funds should never be the reason to make that choice. We were talking about access to vet care. That's where this is coming from. It seems to be a running theme in America. Our own human health care is similar in many ways. Everything is for profit and not for life. Since her passing, I have had to take a hard look at my life. I asked myself, what am I doing and why? Up till now, I never really thought about the end result of not having funds to cover emergencies. I have only acted with my heart and not my head. I have up to 30 strays / ferals outside that I feed and provide basic care to. I have 16 in the house. It started when we moved here, and there were unwanted cats galore, dozens. No one seemed to even care except my elderly neighbor. She fed them and took care of them as best she could. Sadly, she got cancer. When that happened, several things happened. Cats began to starve and unalive. Many were hit on nearby roads when they made a last-ditch attempt to find a better place / food. I couldn't sit by and do nothing, so I began feeding the remaining cats. We paid for dozens of spays, tons of food, and adopted out many. And where Ruby Dawn is, they don't have the low-cost spay and neuter. They have to basically pay full price. But now I have simply gotten overwhelmed and I have no support. My local humane society told me once that I should stop rescuing if I can't handle the burdens. Yet they don't even offer to help with food or health care. They won't help me at all. Everywhere I turn, they are full of lack of funds to help. I live in Arkansas. It is a very red state. There's a lack of everything. People don't look at pets the same way. They see them as livestock mostly. It's totally different than Illinois, where I was born and lived for 40 years. I could be in big trouble at any time because our city has a 5-pet limit Yet no one will help me get cats adopted or TNR'd. So instead of just sitting in my depression over these events, I took a good look at where the main problems are. Here's what I found. Vets. Vets are charging far more than pre-COVID. Just the office visit alone has risen to an average $100. Space for cats are between 300 to 400. We have 6 vet offices in a population of about 82,000. High cost and not enough coverage. Low income state average household income is 48,000. We rank poorly among other locales and in general nationally. More than 20% of Jonesboro residents are in poverty. 3. Lack of shelters. We have one Humane Society and Animal Control office that does not take in cats whatsoever and a handful of small rescue groups. The Humane Society is poorly run and financially mismanaged. 4. Poor attitude towards pet ownership and lack of responsibility. Many arcanisans, I don't know how to pronounce it. People that live in Arkansas view pets as livestock. Many see cats as a nuisance / vermin. Abuse of / unaliving of cats is common here. Dogs are not immune either. High rates on both. Recently, dog fighting rings have sprung up. Cats are used as bait, making it very scary to place cats with adopters. Dog fighters are even willing to pay small rehoming fees, so that is not a guarantee of safety. Not to mention the, quote, bunchers that acquire cats to sell to research labs. Memphis is close by and has labs. 5. Very few TNR opportunities and or low-cost clinics. 6. Pet limit in the city is 5 per household, but does not recognize home rescues or fosters. I have a handful of local folks that are in this with me. They are rescuing out of homes, caring for colonies, etc., and are also feeling the squeeze lately. We just have no idea how to work toward fixing these issues. Overpopulation of cats and dogs is rampant. Locally, we are on edge of a looming rabies outbreak. I can just see it coming. Yet no one makes a move to avoid catastrophe. They just seem unmotivated, unwilling, or unable. I guess my question to you is, and maybe to your channel is, how can these problems be approached and maybe solved? Listen to what she says. I guess my question to you and maybe to your channel is, how can these problems be approached and maybe solved? Is she asking for money? Is she asking for help? No. This was day one. The very first email she sent. So Kim, don't you dare lie about Ruby Dawn anymore. You want to take me on? You can say whatever you want about me. You can call me fat. You can call me ugly. You can call me stupid. You can call me crazy. You can call me anything you want. But don't you dare go after Ruby Dawn. I feel like I am too close to the situation and can't see the forest for the trees, if you get me. I need ideas. Not money, ideas. Miss Timu Brockovich, where's your lovely ideas? I need ideas on how to better help, but my mind is numb due to loss right now, and my bank account is empty. Her bank account is empty. But is she asking for money in this email? No. She's asking for ideas. She's asking for advice. I don't see her saying anything about, can you start a GoFundMe for me? Can you get money? Can you get your 4,000 subscribers to give me money? No, that's not what's happening. I feel it's become insurmountable. Some fresh insight into possibilities would really help. Thanks for reading and caring, Kim. I want to give you my personal info in case this is better handled off YouTube. I also want you to know that I support you and your success, regardless if you are able to assist me at all. Let me read it again. I also want you to know that I support you and your success, regardless if you are able to assist me at all. Does that sound like a person that was begging for money, that was grifting for money, that was scamming for money? Does that sound like, and how is this person hurting your community, Kim? Forget about me. Like I said, I don't care. Bring it on, baby. I can take it. But don't you go after this person. This person did nothing to you. She tried to be a friend. She asked for help. She didn't ask for money. She asked for help. She never used you. If anything, you used her. I also want you to know that I support you and your success regardless if you're able to assist me at all. I am a big unconditional love kind of person and realize you have a full plate too. And then Kim says, any thoughts or ideas for this one? I think we should share this story with UC Davis when we have the chance. Let me know. Thanks, Kim. And then I responded with, I agree about sharing with UC Davis, and let's talk about starting some kind of advocacy/working group to bring awareness to this issue. With your platform, let's ask your followers to share their stories. This is my email, folks, not hers. I have contact with a local cat rescue who has a volunteer that's doing research into feral cat/TNR rescue. I think this is something we should bring to the attention of Allison and staff. I can facilitate that. Maybe first step is to have a meeting with Ruby. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Arkansas was in the news not long ago for arresting 2 elderly women. That was actually Alabama, who were doing TNR. And Texas is horrible about stray cats. Well, not all Texas, but some parts. Another thought. I'm going to actually show this to everybody. Let me see if I can get this up here. No, actually, no, I'll just make a screenshot of it. I'll make a screenshot of it and put it up on the community page. And figure out how to do. Just got a new phone, can't figure out how to do screenshot yet. Come on here. There we go. Okay. Listen closely. Another thought is for you. I wrote, look, let me show everybody. Let me go up here. See that? Wanda Miller to Kim. Wanda Miller to Kim. Do you see down here? Another thought is for you to start a separate advocacy channel. I'd be happy to help with that. Who helped who with the channel, Kim? Who helped who? Don't you lie. Don't you dare lie. I have the receipts right here. You never wanted to start your own. I never came to you and said, I didn't want to start this channel. Right here. This was from 12/7/2023. I just showed it to everybody. I have a screenshot and it's going up on the community tab. Let me finish it. Actually, let me just read it over one more time, just so people really hear what it says. I agree about sharing with UC Davis, and let's talk about starting some kind of advocacy/working group to bring awareness to this issue. With your platform, let's ask your followers to share their stories. I have contact with a local rescue group who has a volunteer that's doing research into the feral cat/TNR issue. I think this is something we should bring to the attention of Allison and staff. I can facilitate that. Maybe first step is to have a meeting with Ruby. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Arkansas was in the news not long ago for arresting 2 elderly women who were doing TNR. Again, that was actually in Alabama. And Texas is horrible about stray cats. Another thought is for you, Kim Olson of Life with 18 Cats, to start a separate advocacy channel. I'd be happy to help with that. Who's helping who? Here, folks, who's helping who? Maybe, do a little research and make sure you got all your ducks in a row before you start spouting off about things that can be debunked. Let's talk further. I'm sure we can think of something. Marso would probably join in on this as well. And then I said, those ladies were in Alabama that got arrested for doing TNR. And then right here, What does that say? Just so everybody knows I'm not lying, because apparently I'm a liar as well as, nasty and revenge and person. Look, Kim Olsen. Who's that? Not me. Let's meet up today in StreamYard. I would like to do something to help Ruby. Did Ruby ask for money? Is there any conversation about money here? Any conversation about money? Kim, I think you need to go get tested for early stage dementia, and I'm serious about that. If you cannot remember these kind of details, you need some help, honey. I hope you still have that medical assistance or whatever you got. Hope you didn't lose it, because I really think you need an examination. Because what you told those people over there, way skewed from what actually happened. I literally am bothered by what this poor woman is going through. I don't know what else to say. That was 12/7/2023. How much money has Ruby Dawn got? I raised money. I tried to raise money for Ruby Dawn. I put up a community tab and everything. One person donated. You got $20, and we appreciate that person very much. And Ruby Dawn and I sat here for like an hour, and I kid you not, trying to figure out how to transfer that damn money from my PayPal account to hers. And everything was documented. I have on there medical fund for Grayson, and she has on the same thing. And you saw all the receipts. We'll put all this up on the community tab. So don't come at me again, Kim. Don't. You need to stop now. Cut your losses. Walk away before things get really ugly. Because next step, I will take all of that to City Council. Every last bloomin' bit of it. I'll inundate them with it. And I'll show them exactly who you are. And I'll at least, if things don't go badly, I'll at least have them question, what is this person about and what is this person doing? Because at this point, I'm even wondering, do you deserve those cats? Because you don't seem to care about the cats. All you seem to care about is pettiness and nastiness and going after people. So let's just do it this way. Let's just call a truce right now. You go about your little merry way. You stare for your little people over there, whatever, the people that are over there that you want to come. If you want to come over here and you want to support both channels, that's cool. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I don't. Because I said World Wide Web for a reason, named that for a reason. Plenty of people out there to view all the content. As long as you come over here and you're respectful, like the person in the chat was last night. She was very respectful, very nice, had no problem with her. She asked questions, I answered them. I mean, I know people like the different cats, Chewy, Bagheera, all the crew. I have no problem with that. But what I have a problem with is someone trying to take down my channel, trying to cause chaos all the time. And I'm really not going to ignore it. I'm really not going to ignore it when you come after Ruby Dawn, because she didn't deserve this. She didn't. I mean, let me see. This was 12. So. Oh, here's another one. Here's another one here. Let me show you this too. Who helped who? Here's one. This was from 12/14/2023. For those of you who go back, do you know Russell the Button Cat? You know, Kim did an interview with Russell the Button Cat. You know how she got the interview? You know who did the work? The person that doesn't support her channel, the person that stabbed her in the back, the person that called animal control, the person that's out for revenge. Yeah. That's how much I hate her. Well, this is me, 12/14/2023. Oh, just to show everybody, see, look. Just so you know, I'm not lying. I'm not just sitting here and, making it up as I go along. It's all documented. Well, she's not Hannah the kitten lady, but I got Hannah, the mom of Russell the Button King. Russell talks with buttons, and they have over 100,000 followers. I'm pretty sure she'll do an interview with you. You just have to DM her on Instagram. It says, and so then I said here, let me see here. You know that? And I said, would you consider doing a collaboration with another cat YouTube content creator? My friend Kim Olson has a channel called Life with 18 Cats Unedited, and I was telling her about Russell the Button King. She would love to interview you and your kitties on her show. You've always been so approachable to your fans. I thought I would ask. Thanks. And she says, that's very kind of you to think of us. They can reach out to me on Instagram via DM. I'll keep an eye out. So she would have gotten, what was the other one? I forget which one it was that she didn't follow up on. Not Evie and Yoshi. I tried to get Evie and Yoshi for her. I can't think of the one. It's a little, I can't remember. I can't think of the cat's name. It's the one the woman does. She does art. She does art work. So, and then Kim responds, I DM Hannah on Instagram, fingers crossed. I said, I think she'll respond. No reply yet from Hannah. Give it a few days. And if you still don't hear from her, I'll reach back out. I'm trying to, this was me again here. Again. Okay. Give it a few days, and if you don't hear from her, I'll reach back out. I'm trying to get a few high-profile cat content creators interested in your show. Maybe you should do a short video promo asking for cat content creators to contact you if they're interested in being featured on your show. So I did nothing to help her. Did she do anything like that for my show, for my channel? No. Did she try to get any guests or anything for my channel? No. Oh, but she helped me. Oh, she was co-owner. She says, not a bad idea. This is 12/15/23. I respond, I'll help you with PR. My degree is in speech communications with a public relations option. I'm also going to talk to Marcia about starting a working group through a nonprofit, so maybe we can get more animal welfare spaces and do presentations. Who's the person that's hustling? Doesn't sound like it's her. She says, you're the best, lady. Yeah, back then I was, when I was her little minion. I was doing her bidding. I was doing everything for a channel. And then I got a channel and I started concentrating on my channel. And all of a sudden things changed, didn't they, Kim? Because you didn't think this channel would do anything. You thought it would just, you didn't think I'd take it seriously, but I do take it seriously because I see there's a lot of good that can be done here. And I don't care, Everybody can unsubscribe if they want. I'll just build it again. (12/16/2023). Kim Olson. I just got a message from Hannah. Fingers crossed that she accepts my invitation to do a Let's Chat. 12/16/23. I got Hannah. She's going to do a Let's Chat with us. Thank you so much. I told you she'd do it. You just need to get started. And once people see your interviewing style, they'll sign up to be on your show. I'm going to try to get Evie and Yoshi's mom on your show next. They're really popular and have about 1 million subs. And Walter the Cat would be another good one. Billy Speaks was on the Dodo and would probably do it as well. First, I do want to try to help Ruby Dawn and I want to get that email out. I'm going to try to catch your live stream tomorrow. Good news on Hannah. I'm such a bad friend. Such a bad friend. I'm going to do it for all of you. I'm going to do this for all of her community because I was so bad. I wish I had my ukulele. Maybe I need to order one off of Amazon. I'm so sorry. So I'll just do this instead. Bad Wanda. There. Does that make everybody in Kim's community feel better? I chastised myself because I'm such a bad person. I stabbed her in the back, did such horrible things. When she helped me start this channel, when I came to her and asked her for the channel, when Ruby Dawn came to her and begged her for money and then ran off into the sunset with it. Oh, actually, I got to tell you something. Come here, we'll do a close up and personal. When Ruby Dawn was in the chat last night, was it Ruby Dawn? It was actually AI. Yeah. It was AI. It wasn't her because Ruby Dawn and Russ. Well, Russ wasn't either one of them. AI. It was all AI last night. Yeah. They ran off. They're out in some tropical beach somewhere, sunning themselves with all the money that Kim raised for them. Yeah. Sorry, Kim's community, that you were taken advantage of. And in case you didn't get that, folks, that was sarcasm. So here's the next one, 12/16/2023. Ruby is not doing well right now. She set up a community meeting for today at her local library. No one showed up. She is really down, and she is really down right now and very sad. Seeing her heartbroken post on Facebook a little while ago almost broke me. That's Kim. And this is what I respond to Kim. 12/17/2023. Do me a favor and ask Ruby if I can copy her on an email. I think her situation is an excellent example of the bullshit going on in animal welfare that UC Davis needs to see. I think I have another guest for you. Her name is April, and her channel is the Black and White Brigade. She took in a black and white cat and her kittens. One of her cats has health issues that will cost a couple of $1,000. Another example of why we need better access to vet care. I'm also going to start working on setting up the Armchair Cat Advocate channel. I think we should also invite Allison onto the show. You don't have to do that interview alone if you're not comfortable. I'm willing to guest co-host. Oh no, wait, I might. This is an inside joke, but I'm going to read anyway. Oh no, wait, I might try to take over your show like I did the working group. That was an inside joke. You won't. I'm not going to explain it. LOL. But seriously, whoever need or want support, just let me know. And then I said, actually, just tell Ruby to contact me and I'll see how best I can help her. But I agree with you that UC Davis needs to hear her story. Unfortunately, her story is happening across the country. And then Kim says, definitely copy Ruby in the email. She needs any hope she can get. I think seeing an email being sent out on her behalf would give her a little boost. So, see what else we have here. That's 12/23. And then this was just what I reached out. That was, I sent the email to a bunch of animal. Let me see. So then on January 3rd, Ruby Dawn had put together an itinerary for a meeting, and no one showed up. I mean, my point is, no one is asking for money in any of these emails. Where is the money being asked? And the money that she's talking about, because I'm guessing that, somebody watched my live stream, rage watch last night, which it's okay, counts as a watch, whatever. But somebody rage watched last night, went over and said, "Oh, you wouldn't believe what she said about you, Nelson. Oh my goodness." That's what I'm guessing. I mean, that's what I'm guessing that this is in reference to. But I can assure everyone that, again, Ruby Dawn did not ask for the money. Kim's the one, because I remember, I don't think I was actually in the chat. I was watching it. I was watching I don't remember which stream it was, but I remember watching it because I even forget what Kim was. She was talking about something and she was talking about it. And, Ruby Dawn, because, he's off the track, but, I'm having these issues and I'm just having a really bad day. And I have this cat and it's got an injury and it's going to cost a lot of money. And see, the thing is that, again, you got to keep in mind, Ruby Dawn is autistic, okay? So where some people might go and say, well, it sounds like she's fishing for some money or she's hinting around, she's legitimately just saying the fact of the matter. The fact, she's not asking for money. She's just saying, I have a cat. It's bad. It's going to be a problem. That was it. There was no hidden agenda. There was no asking for money. And if there was, Kim didn't have to ask her community for it, because that's what happened. She didn't go to Kim and go, "Kim, I need money so bad. Can you help me?" No, Kim said, "Oh, I'm sorry, honey. Can I help? Can everybody, if you can donate, you don't have to, but if you can donate, send money to my PayPal, I'll give it to Ruby Dawn." And my understanding was, after that money was given, because I think Ruby Dawn needed, I don't know, she needed 250 or something, and she got 500, so she had like 250 left over. So Kim basically said to her, "Okay, well, here you have the 250 for the medical expenses, then you can do whatever you want with the other 250. No, that's not the way it works, Kim. When somebody gives you money for something, you use it for what it's intended. Like, for example, one of my subscribers, Mark, sent me $20 to get a cat spayed. I have that $20 in a PayPal account. I could show everybody right now, but I'm not going to, because that's kind of private stuff. And I don't have to show all my life. But, I mean, I can't, I'm not really concerned about people. You can find my address. It doesn't matter. I don't really care anymore if you see my address or not, because, if you come here, I'm going to tell you, there's a great content creator, Dreadyhead. I love his stuff. I love his attitude. He basically says, "Okay, I don't really care if you know where I live, my phone. I don't care what you know." He said, "All I care is that if you come to my house, you're getting arrested. If you call me and you harass me, you're getting arrested. Or you're getting blocked." So, same deal here. At this point, I don't care anymore. For a while there, I was really paranoid. Oh, I don't want people to see this, and I don't care anymore. Because the fact of the matter is, you come to my door, you will get arrested. You harass me on the phone, you will get arrested. You start digging into my personal affairs, you try to dox me, you will get arrested. But not talking about me right now, we're talking about Ruby Dawn. I have everything, I have the money just like Ruby Dawn. I have everything. It all goes through the Armchair Cat Advocate, all of it. It doesn't go through any other email. All of it goes through the Armchair Cat Advocate. All of it's in one PayPal account. I don't have multiple PayPal accounts. And Ruby Dawn will tell you that when I got the $20 that went to her, She did receive it. It was marked very clearly for Grayson. Excuse me. Just like she marks it for Grayson. I did that so that when it came through, she would have that record that this was money that was marked for Grayson. I have money right now from Mark. I have $20 for a spay. That's in the PayPal account. I also have some other money in there that's for cat food. I had someone ask me, I had someone that wanted to donate, and they said, what would you like? Would you like me to get off of Amazon? Would you need, what do you need? I'll try to help you. This person doesn't have a lot of money, and I really do appreciate the person. You know who you are. But what I did is I said, look, just put it in the PayPal account. I will get, I'll get it. Just like Mark donated money, I was able to go get Friskies. I have that. It's in my, the PayPal. It's all, there's receipts. There's receipts. If you look at Petco, where I got the food, the PayPal account's there. I only have one PayPal account. And it's only money that's donated to me. That's it. And everything goes to the cats. Unless it's specified. Unless somebody says, like Mark said, look, if you need something for yourself, if you need food or whatever, feel free to, I don't care. But I don't feel comfortable doing that as long as I can provide for myself, as long as I can make do. Or if I have to cut corners and skimp a little bit in order to get something for the cats, I'll do that. I know other people are in the same boat. I'm not unique. But again, don't come for Ruby Dawn. Don't ever do it again. You want to come for me? You come for me. You want to bitch and moan about me? Bitch and moan about me. I don't care. But she didn't deserve that. All those emails that you heard, she didn't deserve that. All the receipts on all the live streams and the chat, she didn't deserve that. That was a blatant lie that Kim Olsen told. It was a lie. I can't sugarcoat it. I cannot even be tactful about that. I can't even give her grace on that, because those two things that she said about us, about me going to her and I want to help me with a channel. Lie. Ruby Dawn going to her, I need money. Lie. There's a lot of other misinformation going around and things that aren't quite factual going around. But those, I told her, start an advocacy channel. I wanted her to do it. I wanted her to do well, I guess they call it a sister channel or another channel. Just like a lot of YouTubers have, 2 channels. She didn't want to do it. You heard her. You heard her on the live stream. You heard what I said, and I read what I said in the email that I told her to do it. You heard her say very clearly, you rise and fall. And yeah, I'm going to be upfront about this. I did refer to her as co-owner because, and when I thought we were going to be, I just like I referred to her cat sometime as rescue. Because I told her at one point, I said, why don't you just start a nonprofit? Because I was trying to help her. And we were friends. And, friends do that. Friends just kind of give each other that grace. Friends just kind of say, hey, I know we're not really sisters, but hey, we're going to say it anyway. I've done that. My closest friend, when I've gotten beat like BJ's. I don't know if everybody knows who beat, but BJ, like a warehouse thing, like a Sam's Club kind of thing. I don't know if they're all over the country or not, but anyway, I would, from time to time, I would get a special offer from something like that and say, for $20, you can sign up for a year and then you can add somebody. So I would go in and, I've had numerous friends that were brothers, sisters, so that they could get a card. They just didn't live in the same house as me. They were married. I wasn't. Or they were, they just lived in a different, we just lived apart. We didn't live in the same house. So people do that, And I did think of her as, first it was supposed to be like a co-owner thing. But that's not how it worked out. Because I'm the one that asked her. I said, "What?" And at first she only wanted to be an editor. And I said, why don't you be a manager? Then you can, because, my idea was what Ruby Dawn's doing. If she was a manager, she could do everything I was doing, because I thought that's what she wanted. I thought she wanted a space where she could say things that she can't say on her other channel. But that's not what it turned out to be. But, it is what it is. But what it isn't is the truth. So, I hope this is the last time that I have to come on here and I have to debunk things and I have to defend myself and I have to defend Ruby Dawn, because I don't want her to have to do this herself, because she's got a lot. She's already stressed out. And she doesn't really have time for this. And I kind of figured something like this would happen, because the personality of 18 Cats is that. The personality is, you ignore me, I'm going to be, you ignore me, I'm going to be the toddler that flops on the floor and goes, yeah, 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 yeah. That's the personality. So here's the thing, Timu Brockovich. You can sit on the floor. You can do your little toddler pounding all you want. You and, Timu Brockovich and Timu Troll, do whatever the hell you want to do. But I don't want to do this anymore, because I have other things, more important things to do. I'm going on 3 hours here that I've taken out of my day now, because I'm tired of being lied about. I'm tired of being slandered. Yeah, you're not saying my name, but everybody knows who you're talking about when you say, "Oh, the person on the Pride live stream. Only 2 people on there. You're not talking about yourself, obviously. Pretty obvious." So, I'm done. So I'm done. I'm ending this. Meaning the stream. And hopefully everything else. Because I got stuff to do. I have cats to feed. I just got food for them. I have to go outside and check check around and make sure that nobody dropped poison or anything, because I'm worried about that now. I have some messages I have to check, because I've been connecting with some old contacts that I have about coming on the show and talking about some animal welfare issues. I don't know, maybe I lost some subscribers from this one. Let's see. Let's see what the count is right now. Okay, so I'm at 381 right now. And YouTube fluctuates a little bit. So I'm at 381. I'm not monetized. I'm not a threat. Why do you continue, Kim? You have 4.31K. Do you know how long that's going to take me to get to that point? You were very fortunate that you got what you got within a month and monetized and everything within a month. Why can't you just enjoy that and be happy with that? Why can't you just enjoy what you have? Why can't you just go forward with what you have? Why do you have to keep coming over? Why do you have to keep doing it? Somebody asked a question I answered last night. There are a lot of hurt people in that chat last night. A lot. Almost every single person in that chat has been hurt by you. So basically what was going on last night was a healing session. It was just public. It was just unfortunately, the healing session became public. But pretty much everyone, probably there was maybe 2 people on there that haven't had some kind of been hurt by you in some way. Catitude. Mark wasn't on. Catitude was definitely hurt. Again, go to the live stream, look it up, look in the chat. And I wasn't the one saying, the actual people were there saying how they felt. It wasn't me just sitting here like I am right now with the chat turned off, talking about things. No, we actually had the folks that had experienced it on last night talking in the chat. A lot of people hurt and angry and upset. And maybe think about that. All actions have consequences. They do. I just want to let it go. I do. I don't want to waste my time putting together all documentation to go to city council. I don't have time for that crap. But if you don't stop, I will. I'll send it everywhere I need to. Well, at least they'll ask a lot of questions. So why don't you just back off, mind your own business, talk amongst your followers, stop this gaslighting, which is basically what's going on here, manipulation, this whole, they hurt you too. How? At least, 200 of those people are brand new and don't even know who we are. How did we hurt anyone, Kim? How? Explain it. You won't explain it because you can't explain it. Just like you won't explain the situation of Daisy Bree. Just like you won't be honest about, the whole situation with Ruby Dawn. Because you're mad. You're mad because you got caught. Because you're being called out. Because what you did was wrong. You didn't want to help her, just tell her, look, I'm sorry, I can't help you. Instead of reaming her out, then telling her, it's giving her another lie. Oh, I just literally got back. I don't have time for this. Oh, no, but you had time to sit in 4-hour stream, didn't you? Because that was content. That got you how many views? When all you did was sit there for 4 hours and chat with your community and listen on the phone to Furball Farm, the committee. I sat here, I streamed the whole thing. I had comments turned on. I just streamed it. And then I asked Julie if she wanted it. And I didn't get any subscribers. You know what? I don't care. I didn't get that many views either. And again, I don't care. Because I was more interested in the bigger picture. Because I think Furball Farm is going to set the model for the rest of the country. I have that gut feeling. They're forming a template right now. And that's going to be useful to me and my community. So hell yeah, I'm going to help them any way I can. I don't care about content. It happens, it happens. It doesn't, it doesn't. I survived before YouTube. I'll survive after YouTube. So I'm going to end it there because I'm done. Done. I had my say. I had my piece. I showed my receipts, as the kids say. You're going to believe what you're going to believe, folks. But just know that there's two sides to every story. And when you have one person coming out and crying about how they've been hurt and abused and everything else, ask them for specifics. What exactly happened? See if she answers. I'd like to know what we did to her community. Oh, they hurt your community too. They've hurt all of you too. How? How are we hurting anyone? Are we asking for anyone for money? I never asked for money. I never asked for a red cent from that community. From your community. I never asked for anything. And again, if you go back to all of the things, I think there's on this stream, I had people asking me, when are you going to get an Amazon wish list? When are you going to get a PayPal? When are you going to get a P.O. box? Really glad I didn't do the P.O. box, because the person that was hounding me about getting a P.O. box decided that they were going to fall under the spell of Kim and demonize me. So they unsubscribed and they walked away. But then amazingly, they were following me on Instagram. By the way, you're blocked. You know who you are. Don't follow me. Don't come anywhere near me. And if I find you in this channel under a different username and I figure out who you are, you're gone. I'm done. Because here's the thing. I have grace for people. I have grace for people that are open-minded enough and were like looking at both channels and listening to what people are saying and trying to figure out, what's what, or people that are just like, I don't care. Those two have the beef. I'm just here for the cats. I don't want to be part of this. I have grace for those people. I even have grace for someone that would come and, because I did have someone that came and said, look, I do support you. I just, this is what's going on. I have grace for somebody like that, but I don't have grace for someone that's two-faced. I don't have grace for someone that's over saying, oh, you have to do something. She's threatening, meaning me. She's crazy. She's blah, 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 blah. I just go over to her channel to see what's happening. Probably watching right now, aren't you? Yeah. Just come over to see what's happening. No, you come over because you like the content. Why don't you be honest? You come over because you like the content, and there's nothing wrong with that. And if she's making you feel that intimidated and that scared that you can't say, well, I'm still going to go over and watch her stuff because I don't have a problem with her. That's you. You have a problem with her. That's what I told that person last night. I don't know. I mean, she said she wasn't a troll. I'm assuming she wasn't. But I don't care. I'm not saying that she was. I'm not saying that she wasn't. I don't know. She seemed perfectly fine and respectable in the chat, so I'm going with that. But I did tell her, I don't care. Fine. I'm not going to bite your head off because you want to go support the other channel. I'm not going to tell you to go over there and unsubscribe, because that's not what this is about. Because they have every right. Everyone has a right to their opinion. Everyone has a right to watch what they want to watch. If you want to support that content creator, support that content creator. But what you don't have a right to do is you don't have a right to come over here and judge me. You don't have a right to call me names or my people attached to this channel. You don't have a right to do that. You don't have a right to spread rumors and lies. You don't have a right to spam my channel with sexual content. You don't have a right to dox my friends. You don't have a right to do any of that. If you want to come over here and you want to rage watch and then you want to run back over to that channel and spill the tea, fine. I don't care. That's fine. You can do that. You can rage watch your little heart's content as long as you don't bother me or the people that are on this channel, meaning Ruby Dawn and Nunya. Because I do consider Nunya, even though Nunya's really not, Nunya does contribute content, so I do consider her part of the channel, as well as the subscribers like Catitude and Mark, some others. I'm not going to name out the name because I don't want to put people I don't want to put people on the spot that may not want to be put on the spot. So, anyway, so that's it. You know, take out of that what you want to take out of that. I'll put some of this stuff up. I'll definitely put up all of the receipts from Ruby Dawn so that people can actually look at them. And you can see and you can calculate how much, because way over $500 was spent on that cat. That's not even hers. It's a colony cat. It doesn't even belong to her. And she never asked for money. And I never went to her and said, can you help me start a channel, please? No, that didn't happen. I will say what she did say is I did say at one point, I said, I don't even know what I'm doing. And she said, well, I didn't know either. I just started it. It's just easy. Just start it. That was said. But there wasn't any real hand holding or anything like that. Because I would ask her from time to time, how do I do this? How do I do that? Oh, you just get Canva. Oh, you get that app. Oh, and just, okay, well, that doesn't help. Because I don't even know how to use that. I clipped something one time. I was so proud of myself. How's this? What's this do? We clip a video. Like, oh, how do you clip a video? And then I got it. I'm like, okay, now what do I do with it? So I emailed her and I said, I got this. What do I do with it? And she just responded, LOL, ha. Okay, well, that's not helpful either. So, but, so stay in your lane, Kim. Stay in your lane. Stop lying. Be honest. Stop it. Because I'm telling you, there are a lot more people that have a lot more receipts, and they're getting very close to spilling it. I'm going to be honest with you. They're also very upset, and they're about done. And what I have is nothing compared to what they have. I'm not elaborating because it's for that person to decide when they want to spill the tea. I'm not really spilling tea. I'm just debunking. I'm basically doing what Stephanie Sue did with Nikocado Avocado. Same thing. And I have every right to do it. You're going to come at me. I'm going to defend myself. There's probably a lot more that I could pull out, but I'm just not going to waste my time on it. So, all that being said, for those people who are watching that do support this channel and do care about the cats, because it's all about the cats, let's not forget the felines, because that's why this channel was created, not for this kind of crap. For all those people, thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for caring. I'm going to say I have some incredibly caring people in this community, and I'm very grateful to them. I may not have 4.31K subscribers, but my little ragtag team that I have are very supportive, very caring, and very loving. And I do appreciate that so much. And you know who I'm talking about. So I want to thank everyone for that. And for those who are rage watching, you do you, boo. Whatever floats your boat. I can't convince you otherwise. You like the drama. I would suggest Oh Lordy, It's Jordy and Goral World, because Timu Troll, hangs out on Oh Lordy, It's Jordy. Saw you, Timu Troll. And another one, Westerhouse. That was a little harder to make up a name for, but Westerhouse knows who I'm talking about. She likes Luna. Wolfgang Productions. And I'm looking at these people and going, aha! I get where the drama's coming from. I mean, I'll be honest, that's my guilty pleasure too, but I don't spend hours on the chat going back and forth. I just usually do the rewatch, and I have it going just because it's funny. Just because to me it's amazing that you have these really problematic, very offensive, obnoxious people like Nikocado Avocado that have, millions of followers. And it's like, wow, maybe that's what Kim's doing. She's trying to train wreck her channel into 1 million subs. I don't know. What works for me is putting out fun shorts and, the best quality videos that I can. So I'm not going to rely on the drama piece. So anyway, with all that, I want to thank everybody. Appreciate everybody. Thank you, Ruby Dawn. Thank you, Nanya, Mark, Catitude. I'm even going to thank Uncle Jack. Thanks, Uncle Jack. Uncle Jack stopped by. For those of you who don't know, Uncle Jack stopped by last night in the chat. And that was a hoot. that was a hoot. So you've got we got some good people here and we have fun. Take of this as you will, but in all seriousness, I can't let somebody throw shade at Ruby Dawn like that when it's not deserved, because she did not do those things. I mean, and I guess the next thing will be, I wasn't talking about them. Oh, who are you talking about? Your friend Diana? Your friend Michelle? No. Who else are you talking about? Your friend Sue that takes care of the cats? Who else? Your new boyfriend? I don't know. Is he still even in the picture? Is Fred still around? I don't know. Don't care. So, yeah. Just leave Ruby Dawn alone. That's all I'm going to say. Leave her alone. You want to come at me? Come at me. But you leave her alone. And with that happy note, I want to thank everyone again for watching. If you watch this train wreck through the whole thing, God bless you. So stay safe, take care of yourself, take care of your mental health, and I will see you in the next one. So goodbye for meow.